All right, we're starting the meeting. Good evening and welcome to the August 27th, 2026 regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission held at 7 p.m. in room 133 of the Brookfield Town Hall and streamed live on YouTube. Please rise if you are able to recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, I'll introduce the members of the Planning and Zoning Commission present here this evening, starting from my left.
Jeffrey Hunton, full member.
Anthony Papucci, Secretary.
Kurt Timmerman, Chair.
Scott Dale, Vice Chair. Sean Turner, Member.
Elliot Morales, alternate. Also present this evening from Land Use is our Land Use Director, Laura Rakowski, and our Recording Secretary, Elizabeth Adams. Let's see, tonight Elliot will be a voting member. Thank you. There's copies of the agenda up here on the table and on the town website. Feel free to come up and take a copy. So the first is review of the previous minutes from July 23rd, 2026. Does anybody want to make a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for July 23rd, 2026.
Thank you, Tony. Do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, thank you, Scott. Any amendments, corrections, revisions? Nope. Yeah, it looked all right for me. Everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous. All right, we are now going to 4A, a continued public hearing. All the rules and regulations when it opens are still in place for 100 Pocono Road, application Z-26-50. Town of Brookfield is a text amendment application for changes related to Special Session Public Act 25-1 related to middle housing, parking, and one other thing. So last week we went through all the regulation changes and we found a couple of clarifications we wanted to put in, and I sent something out to the attorney, Tom Beecher, our town attorney, to get his view on some of these things. And the paper you have in your hand, page 1 is, ignore that. So on the following pages, what's highlighted are the changes I made in response to our review and the input we got for the regulations as we went through them. So the first one, Greg had mentioned about dashes versus dots. We use dots. The Connecticut General Statutes uses dashes. So that's why the first page is 8-3. The other thing was definitions. We wanted to put in a reference to a definition for a cottage cluster back to the Connecticut General Statutes, and indeed there is one in section 8. Oh gosh, I gotta fix that. It'll be 8-1. God, my fix is broken. 8-1A for a cottage cluster definition. So they actually do define cottage cluster definition, and for reference, it is defined as, I don't know what's in here. Cottage cluster meaning a grouping of at least 4 detached housing units or live-work units per acre that are located around a common open area. So that is a state definition. So that's the reference we were looking for. The next one, 4.2 permitted uses. This is where, as I reviewed with the attorney and the actual regulation or the public act, saw that we went too far. So it was for middle housing and mixed use developments, not for multifamily developments, as far as summary reviews versus special permits and stuff. So we had made changes on 3B for multifamily dwellings, and they had been special permit, and we had changed them to site with a double asterisk for summary review, but it turns out, no, that's not what the regulation calls for. It doesn't call for that, so this is a return to what it used to be. With the only exception that is for more than 9 units. Why? Because 2 to 9 is middle housing, and that's what we talked about there. The exact same thing for parks or planned age restricted communities. Again, back as far as the use goes, or what you need for a special permit, back to what it was, but added more than 9 units, again, because of middle housing. The middle housing thing, the one thing that Scott caught was we forgot to put it in for that D middle housing for the MC zone, so we added that. So that's highlighted. There was no, and the other changes were fine.
This part here with the 2 asterisks, see the definitions, that's in there as well, right? The
Yeah,
bottom. Okay.
Yep. And then, so that's the revisions we made to the original language that we applied for. And then the next page, we had struck out minimum space for an apartment in our regs, but there does exist some up in the state regs, so the reference is back to Connecticut General Statutes 8-273-4, and it actually outlines how many square feet per occupant for the first one and for subsequent ones. And so that's, again, a reference to where do you go to find out what the minimum is, and we put the reference in. We didn't put a hard number because it could change depending on the state. And those were the only, unless I missed something, those are the only changes we discussed making to the language we already had in there. And everything else remained the same as it was before. So if we don't have any questions of clarification here, if any questions of clarification from the audience, if they were ready for this, they probably were. This was a public hearing we opened last week. This is for Public Act, Special Session Public Act 25-1. It was for housing. It was the big housing bill, otherwise known as Housing Bill 8002. So they had a number of requirements that we had to do by July 1st, and that's what this language is for, is to go to the state regs. If we didn't do this, we'd still be bound by the state regs anyway, but we wanted to be correct and consistent with state regs. So with that, is there anybody who'd like to speak in favor of the application? Seeing nobody, anybody like to speak in opposition? No? Okay. Any more questions from the commission?
No.
Okay, would like to accept the motion to close the public hearing.
I will make a motion to close, and if I can figure out where it's at. Z-26-50 Town of Brookfield text amendment application change for the regulations related to SSPA 25-1.
All right, thank you, Tony. Do I-
Second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, and why don't we go to deliberations? I mean, we already deliberated, basically.
Yep.
It meets the state regs. I think an effective day, as we discussed, as far as being beyond the appeal date, was, okay, now I have to look it up again.
It was the 13th?
Yes, 9/13. So, if someone wants to make a motion to approve with an effective date of 9/13, I'm willing to accept that.
I make a motion to approve said paper and,
Where is it?
I
It's
lost
right
it.
here.
Z-26-50 Town of Brookfield's text amendment related to SSPA 25-1 for an effective date of September 13th.
All right, thank you, Tony.
2026.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Scott. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Well, got that one completed. Maybe a little late, but better than never. All right, now we have public hearings, 5A. Let me read the script. Is this it? Phone repairs? Yes. All right. This is a regular meeting of the Brookfield Planning and Zoning Commission. At this point in our agenda, we have scheduled a public hearing concerning application Z-26-61 by Pierre Christian Fry, 115 Pocono Road, 2614 Brookfield, for Ramon Soto Rodriguez and Cassandra Costa, 7 Barnwood Terrace, Brookfield, for a special permit application for a new detached 3-car garage with a 500-foot accessory dwelling unit. First, again, I'll have the members of the commission introduce themselves, starting from my left.
Gregory Petroni, regular member.
Oh, so let the record show Gregory Petrione has shown up at 7:09.
Sorry about that.
No problem, we had traffic.
Jeffrey Hunton, regular member.
Anthony Capucci, secretary.
Kurt Timmerman, chair.
Scott Dale, Vice Chair.
Sean Turner, member. Elliot Morales, alternate.
All right, thank you. We opened the public hearing by calling the commission secretary to read the legal notice.
Please note, Brookfield's Planning and Zoning Commission will hold public hearings in room 133 of Town Hall, 100 Pocono Road at 7 p.m. on August 27th, 2026 for 7 Barnview Terrace, Z-26-61, Pierre Christian Fry, 115 Pocono Road, number 614 Brookfield for Ramon Soto Rodriguez and Cassandra Costa for a special permit application for a new detached 3-car garage with a 500 square foot accessory dwelling unit. Also, 49 Pocono Ridge Road, Z-26-62, Keith Kling of Kling Brothers Builders LLC for Danielle Ray Russo. It's also a special permit converting an existing garage to a 600 square foot accessory dwelling unit. These hearings are to be heard by interested parties, may appear to be heard, and written communication received. All files will be available for inspection at Town Hall's land use.
All right, thank you, Tony. This application was formally received by the commission on July 23rd, 2026. The public hearing is only one aspect of the approval process and is for the purposes of accepting factual information and data bearing on this application and to allow expression of opinion by interested parties. Subsequent to the hearing, the commission has 65 days in which to render a decision on this proposal. The final decision may be in the form as approved as submitted, approved with stipulations, or denied. After reading into the record the correspondence received by the commission relative to the application, we will ask the applicant to present the application in detail. The presentation will be limited to 45 minutes. The chair will then entertain questions of clarification concerning the applicant's presentation. We will hear from those who wish to speak in favor of the application, followed by those who are opposed. Comments must be limited to 5 minutes. Members of the public have one opportunity to speak during this segment of the hearing, may also submit their concerns in writing during the public hearing. During this segment, the commissioners may ask additional questions. The bylaws of the commission allow only for the presentation of similar positions in succession and preclude an intermixture of comments pro or con. All questions and comments must be directed through the chair. As you are recognized, please state your name and address so your comments may be legally recorded. Please be assured that everyone will be given the opportunity to speak. However, the commission is most interested in hearing factual information relative to the application, and in view of the time constraints placed upon us, we ask your indulgence in not reiterating comments previously presented. After the public comments are received, the applicant will have the opportunity to comment, and the time will be limited to 10 questions. Any questions on the instructions? All right, let me see if there's any correspondence related to this. It doesn't look like it. No. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see any. All right. Chair is now prepared to hear the presentation from the applicant. If you'd like to go up to the podium here and state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, everyone. Christian Fry. The company is PCDF Architecture. Address 115 Pocono Road, 614. And I'm here with
Ramon
with
Soto,
Ramon
the owner
Soto.
of 7 Barnview Terrace. I'm going to give you just a quick layout of what we're dealing with. I didn't bring many, so if you could share, I appreciate it.
Sure.
And come down here so you see a little bit more so what we're dealing with. Makes it easier to understand. I just take it away.
We'll start with the site plan here. This is the existing house. Here, the shaded area here is the proposed detached garage that's going to also have the sort of just under 500 square foot ADU as part of it. This is in the R80 zone on Barnview Terrace. here are the setbacks here, like, you know, the conservation setback, the regular setback. So we're all within that, which is good. Pardon me, I forgot my easel today with this, I have to do this like. No, that's it. There's the plan, you know, it's a 3-car garage. Then here is a small porch on this side, and then this is the ADU.
Laura to your rescue.
It's not open all the way, 'cause
Little different angles, I don't bang into it. And then the back of the garage is another covered porch area back here. And this front of the garage here faces the back of the house, as you can remember on the site plan. The concept of this, as you see in the little handout there as well, is that this new structure would basically complement the main house with the same materials, same color scheme, you know, same roof shingles, and everything. This kind of printed out a little bit dark, but this gives a concept of, you know, the walls are, you know, a sort of a warm gray clapboard with a sort of a medium gray asphalt shingle roof, and then white trim, white garage doors, overhead doors which match the garage doors on the main house. So it's all, you know, hopefully in keeping, and it would complement and play off the main house. The other two sides of the back here, and then the other side, this is where the ADU is.
All right, so, you said is this a conservation subdivision? Do you know if it is? Because I noticed it's an R80, but you have less than 80,000 square feet, so
Mhm.
I was just curious about that. You have conserved land around it.
Around it, yeah, in
Yeah.
the back, yeah.
Backside, right.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a heavily wooded lot and everything.
Oh, definitely.
So the ADU's out here, and this is like a porch for the ADU, and perhaps people in the garage, they can come out to that back porch.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a one floor building.
Yeah, there's access out the back of the garage here to this porch area, and there's an opposite door here too, and then from the ADU as well.
And that's an outdoor kitchen I see on the left, is that what that is? It looks like a sink and a,
Yeah, there's a potential for like
Like
a
a
future
grill or
outdoor kitchen area out
Yeah.
there.
right, do the commissioners have any questions about the application?
Is this gonna tie into the existing septic?
So that's where I spoke to Chris about. We're actually in the mix, which is proposed already as well. I spoke with Paul in health, and he said that to talk to Darren from Brookfield Septic, and essentially what he sent over is for a new septic plan to happen, for the simple reason that the leach fields here.
That was gonna be my next question.
Exactly. So the leach fields here, and this is, I don't know how this happened, but leach fields fall here. They are somewhat close to the pool area. It gives you, give or take 25 feet is what's recommended, but long story short, I spoke to them. This somewhat is grandfathered in, but to me, I would like to change all this here to H20, so you can actually drive over it. Because if you drive over that, right now the way it is, forget about it, it becomes an issue. But if we're there already, what's the sense of changing this for that, put a septic in there too, and just make it a little bit bigger so it compensates for that? Now, the only thing here though is because the property does have a slope, it may look flat, but it's not flat, it has a slope. We are gonna have to put a septic, a small septic for solids. Anything that's a liquid has to go, of course, up, and at that point gets a grinder pump. It's the most effective way to do it, but, you know, the solids, of course, you know, for something small like this, you're talking, you know, can't tell you the gallons per se on top of my brain right now, but it's gonna be small enough where, every 2 years you gotta pump it. It's really
Yeah,
not gonna get usage.
Yeah,
But
it
you
was,
need to have something.
correct, that's why I was asking if it's gonna be tied into the main, again, depending on what people are doing. Some people tie it in to the main septic.
I
And-
wanted to do that, but I'm looking down the pipeline. I think I would have some type of troubles, and to redig,
Right,
I
oh,
don't
no.
wanna do that. It just doesn't make any sense. It just
Agreed,
really
and
doesn't.
like, you already called out the septic, that was gonna be my second one. I saw the pool and where that is, and though it might be grandfathered, again, the extra bathroom and all of that stuff.
Yeah, we also thought, Garrett was saying, we could actually put, instead of having this here, run it on the side.
Mhm.
Ultimately, that's up to the professional. I don't have a say on that, right? But right now, this is just what it is. A good portion of this, they're 8-footers.
Right.
So a good portion of that would have to come out and just put a H20 rated so you can drive over it.
Right,
That would
and
be the idea.
you've got the land, that's why I said,
Yeah, I mean, it's in best case scenario, it's there, I don't know how this all landed, but it landed correctly, it's just, it's up to you guys ultimately, what we need to do there.
Has the septic in the original structure ever been replaced?
It's original, so
It's
the house
original?
was built
98.
98,
Okay.
yeah, it's original. So we still have life, but
You're
if we're gonna
you're-
do this, it doesn't,
Yeah,
it
right.
just,
yeah.
it's, we're already there, what's it take an extra day to dig all
Right.
that stuff out, so.
and as far as the garage, I know where you've got your ADU on, it's all one floor, but you've got the dormer windows. Are you planning to put anything above that, or is it gonna just be open space?
No, so I just want it as open space, and, it's more for looks.
Right,
Ultimately, it's upside.
I saw that you've got lists that you're gonna be
Yeah.
using, so,
Oh, I'm in the car industry, so, for me, is I would love, just like any other car enthusiast, would love multiple cars in the garage, right?
agreed.
Will it happen? That's a different story, but, that's the idea. If we're here, might as well build for it
Mhm.
and not have to second guess and say, we should have,
Agreed.
So everything's, tied in together.
Yeah, but the dormers, as Ramon just said,
Yeah,
is
they're
to add,
Just for looks, yeah, they're
Yeah.
for looks.
aesthetics for the building,
Yeah.
make it tie into
I
the
mean,
house.
if you put a car up, it's gonna be up 10 feet anyways.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
The
can't-
top of it.
Exactly. Well, that's why on one of them, we put the height of the doors as well.
Mhm.
So this way, I mean, right now, we have issues just trying to get my wife's truck inside, so you need higher doors ultimately. I
Or a
mean, it's
lower
all done for that reason, right? So, but yeah, that's what we got going on.
All right, any other questions from the commissioners?
Yeah, couple. What was the inside height, of the garage then?
Inside height of the garage, if I'm not mistaken, it was 11'6" inside.
And what does that leave for inside height upstairs?
For upstairs, I mean, the building itself, the total height of the building is 26 feet.
The inside,
Inside.
The inside.
and
it's
what,
gonna be at
what are
least
you,
8 feet.
you're saying that the dormers are just basically decorative,
Yeah,
Right.
but is that open space or is that a truss
it's gonna
roof?
be truss,
Okay, so
yeah,
it effectively closes
yeah.
all use of that off then.
Mhm.
The other thing I noticed is that it looks like on the plan you have that the house already sits over a setback line. And now this, is nearly 50% plus over that setback line also. The black that line you have it delineated as setback, so.
Mhm.
It's the dotted line.
You're talking about the main house?
Yeah,
Is that what it's
so there, I would assume that there was already
Yeah.
a provision to allow that to go across that line. Now we're going, more than 50% of this structure over that setback as well.
So the reason I asked about the conservation subdivision, they had separate, smaller setbacks.
Exactly.
Because they take some of that land that wasn't 2 acres and make it conserved. And so that neighborhood, it's usually a neighborhood,
Mhm.
they would put the houses closer together in exchange for more open space.
Yeah, that's what I remember when I went over this with Fran,
Okay.
this was, the 30 feet was reduced to 25 feet.
Yeah, that's what it
That's
usually
the
is, yeah.
conservation setback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Correct, correct.
Which I think that was what came into play over here, the main house.
because that's conservation land there too.
Yeah, you have the conservation as on our plan, on the PDF, I imagine it was what it was,
It's like a red
is a
line.
red line,
Yeah.
which is, you're right up against the corner of the building and the wall on the right side or is right up against that.
Mhm.
But it's also showing that you have that black dotted line as the standard setback.
Yeah.
So it's significantly over that setback line.
Or it's
Mhm.
confusing, let's put it that way.
Well, I mean, in general, if we're gonna blow right through a setback line, what's the point of having setback regulations?
Well, they wouldn't be coming to us, they'd be going to the ZBA.
Yeah.
So the conservation subdivision regulations allows you to push those back.
Which you see that red
Yes.
line on our screen.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, the two are significantly apart
Yep.
Yes, they
in
are.
that respect
Mhm.
also. So,
Yeah, normally setbacks were for, neighbors and stuff like that. And so, in this case, there's no neighbor there, but in this,
well,
for
there
conservation
actually
is
is.
to give some of
If you
this.
go on the Earth view, there are neighbors,
Yeah, on the right side, there is neighbors here.
yeah.
On
There's-
this side, of course, there's nothing, and the back side, there's nothing, and then, of course, down this way,
Yeah.
past, you gotta pass the street, of course,
Yeah, on that side.
there's someone there, but and this is also gonna end up with a fence as well, which we
Yep.
put on the permitting as well.
Yeah.
It's gonna end up with a fence, so this way it ties the whole property together.
And that's why you have the 30-foot on the right, because you're bordering
Correct.
another neighbor,
Correct.
Yeah.
and less than that on the conservative.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all gonna get fenced in, so that's the plan.
So if this didn't meet zoning reg, it would be with ZBA before it ever came to us.
So I assume there's been a variance allowed for that
No,
already.
with a conservation subdivision, there's a different setbacks. So the
I'm
regs
just
are-
going by what's on the map. I mean, I'm not arguing that point. I'm just saying the line on the map is the line on the map,
So the land
on
use
the, on the
office.
site plan, rather.
So as I mentioned, Fran went over the regs with them,
Mhm.
and what's possible, what isn't possible for the neighborhood they're in. So that's why they have the red line there. I guess that red line encompasses both the regular setbacks where a neighbor's next to the neighbor, but the ones where it's against conservative.
Mhm. It's
So
kinda hard to read there.
If I
We
could
also-
ask
we
the
also don't want it
town
too
then,
close up.
representative, what is the point of that other setback line then?
Honestly, it probably does make it very confusing to have it on the map, and you were probably better off to just keep your conservation subdivision line. But it's just the standard one for the underlining zoning district, but because it's a conservation subdivision, the lots themselves were allowed to be smaller. They adjust the setbacks accordingly,
Okay.
so we could have.
So
a
that one
certain
is
amount
not
of-
per town because of that site is
Yep,
not,
and they're
it's
all
the
throughout
conservation
town.
one we have to worry
You have to go
about,
off of whatever it is on that.
which is
particular
not
site.
over at all, so that's good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so Meadowbrook is an
Seems
example of
Yeah.
a conservation subdivision.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we don't want it, here, right, so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Otherwise,
that'd
it
be, yeah,
makes-
that'd
it
be,
makes the, the people next door as well, the neighbors next door, it wouldn't make it look right, so.
Mhm.
And this is not like we're putting a shed in the back or a piece of metal in the
no,
back.
no, the building itself
It's-
looks very good,
Yeah.
looks like it's an attractive garage.
That's
So-
the idea, that's the idea, that's the idea.
Yeah, we just wanna
And
make
I
sure
buy,
you
you know, I'm,
Garages go,
I'm
yeah.
all for having more car space,
Yeah.
and absolutely all, you know, I'm definitely about that, so.
or for your toys.
Same thing.
Well,
Yeah,
same
yeah.
thing, yeah.
Well, see, if you have more space for the cars, then you have more space for toys too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so.
All right, so any other questions of clarification from the commission? Any questions of clarification only, not pro or con from the audience about the application? Yes, sir.
Yes, so my name is Patrick Carlucci. My wife and I live at 1440 Lane. We're actually passing our amongst neighbors on the other side of what you guys are talking about.
Yes, yep.
So after reviewing the documents that Mr. Fry submitted, we did not see any grading permits or change of elevation permits or how they're gonna control the water on their property, because our septic fields basically border that side.
Mhm.
And they brought in probably about 10 or so loads of fill so far and have raised the grading of see if they actually had, because it shows a soil test on the permit, but it doesn't show that it actually exists yet
Yeah.
on the application for permit. So we're kind of looking to see if there's a soil test on the fill that was brought in, to make sure that it's clean and not contaminated and not
Yep,
contaminate
sure,
the
I
ground.
understand
And
that.
we want to see the contour, difference of contours, because it's already been raised up by at least a couple feet. It's probably going to be raised up more when they actually dig a foundation and take that fill and move it. And I want to see how it's actually going to affect the drainage onto our property. I don't know if that's something that's actually Mr. Fry needs to submit or not. That's just, we're not here to approve,
Sure.
disapprove anything, so that's just my.
Well, we have just two-part question.
Okay.
The first part is about a excavation slash fill permit.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, if it isn't more than 100 cubic yards a year, then you don't need to get an excavation or fill permit.
Right, there were like 10 loads, 10 dump trucks full.
Yeah.
Like 18 yards.
So I'll ask him how
Yeah.
much he thought that was, but Stan, if it was over that, then they'd be back here in front of us with a application for excavation fill.
Okay,
Now, sometimes that's part of the whole project, usually it's a commercial project.
that's what I thought.
Um,
Those types of projects.
The other thing is, and I don't know if they have a topo map here. I don't, you wouldn't have a topo map you've done on this for topographical?
No, I don't, I'll have to check.
All right, because that would be nice to have that information, just to,
Yes.
now, the other thing, in answer to your question about drainage and stuff,
Yep.
but they're not allowed to change the water sluicing off their property onto yours, that's just not, you know.
Yeah.
If it increased, then that's a problem, and they're not allowed to do that anyway. The question is, what if it happens, I suppose, that's what you're worried about.
No, the question is that it's already starting to happen because they've already raised the grade of their
Yeah.
backyard. And our septic fields are literally on the other side of that property
Yeah.
line, the reserve
Okay.
fields.
Mhm.
So that's the concern.
Yep.
It's not about building the garage or putting the accessory unit. If it all complies, we're okay with it. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's just how it's going to affect the water and the actual contamination of soil. Not that there is any.
Yeah.
But you don't know unless you actually get a testing report to find out.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everybody says you got clean fill. Clean fill to some people mean no rocks or whatever. Clean fill to the DEP means there's nothing that's gonna leach and contaminate the ground.
Yeah, and, yeah, we've been through that
I'm sure.
process a little. So, you know, we could look at to see if we need to make that a stipulation or not, but, point taken. Also during construction, if you're gonna put fill in, you should have silt fences and everything else to make sure there's no runoff and everything, so. All right, so we'll take that into consideration, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions of clarification? I'm missing anybody? No other hands? All right. Would anybody like to speak for this application? Anybody like to speak in favor? Anybody like to speak in opposition? All right, so any other questions from the commissioners? And could, now hearing about his concerns about drainage and everything, do you have any information to impart about that? Or rebuttal or remarks?
No, I mean, you know, the soil information, I mean, that can be probably looked at if that's stipulated.
Yep.
Certainly to get the same soil scientist that looked at it before
Mm-hmm.
could perhaps look at it again.
Yeah, all right,
As far as the silt fence I already installed
okay,
at 42 inches.
yep,
In the event, and this is not that it's 5-10 feet high, no, it's
Yeah.
not. It's, right now, it's about 2, maybe 3 feet in height, nowhere near the end of his property because it tapers down.
yep,
We did flat for the simple reason, I do have a machine there right now for the process of this. Once it goes through, I already have everything in place, but because it does slope, not a lot, but enough, you do need to put something there for machines to go on, materials to lay there. There's things that need to be appropriated for a construction, which I'm sure he's aware of, he's in the construction industry. So I can't just get a permit and just have people go in there and God forbid there's a liability purpose of it. You do have to stage these things in order. you know.
and what's the post-construction grade gonna look like? Is it gonna be is it gonna be back down, or did you build it up for the garage?
I put it in the back of this property, so back here, right
Mhm.
exactly, well, guess you could say about here, just to make it a little flat. But this section here, is already flat. From here to here, there's a difference of, sorry, if we had to put dirt, I mean, you're talking, you're talking 1,500 yards, if not more. Right now, this, it may look, once again, it may look, flat, but it's not, it goes down, so 2 feet, 3 feet tops, that's not gonna change anything, to be frank with you. I mean,
Yeah, you mean
am I
with- you
planning
mean
on
with the
putting
drainage.
more? I would love to put 2,000 yards and make it flat like a soccer field, but that's not realistic, and then you do have to border around the property with stones. It's a lot of work, it's not a couple.
But what are you planning? Are you planning to do more than?
My plan is whatever's there is there, we'll put up the building, and then this ends up getting a nice fence. That's ultimately the plan.
But as far as fill goes, that's the plan.
No, that's it. If we end up going to some type of fill, if they need it, the contractor needs it, at that point we have to go into a different permitting. But
Yeah.
currently, right now, what's there is there. You know, and not for nothing, but we do have to pull a lot of that dirt as well to make that, because we got to get to fresh ground, which is already there, but you still have to go down and make the footings.
Mhm.
So there's dirt, there's yardage that has to be pulled out. You know, it's gonna look like a war zone until it gets done, but that's just how these things.
Yeah, I'm just trying to address his concern
His-
about drainage.
Yeah, because I understand that, you know, once you do this, of course, you do have to put backfill, which whatever's there, you do have to backfill it. But you gotta remember too, you do have to fill in here as well before you pour concrete as well. You can't just put 6 feet of concrete
Yeah.
just for the liking, it's not.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the final grade, you know,
Yeah,
so
final
what
grade would
effect
be-
on the drainage would the final grade would be.
Correct.
Yeah.
In my eyes, what we have there now is essentially a building on top of it. That's more so what it's gonna look like. I don't see it changing anything more, because it's still getting expensive. You gotta haul dirt in there, you gotta pay for it, then you gotta get someone to do
Yeah.
it. And not just that, you still have to seed it, and it's a lot of work, you know, for a garage,
Mhm.
you know.
All right.
So, but that's more so what we have is currently.
All right,
Could we ask a question or no?
yeah, sure.
Wasn't sure if we closed it yet.
Oh, no, we didn't close the public hearing yet.
The driveway in particular, because of the grade and slope and potential, is it gonna be a paved driveway? Is it gonna be stone driveway? What is the driveway going into the space?
So currently, right now, this is all asphalt.
Okay,
Yeah, I didn't wanna say it, but to sound like bougie, but realistically, what I wanna do is, I wanna take the asphalt here and have pavers come down. I think it makes it more luxurious in the house, but, so this is gonna get pavers. Once again, the money aspect, so it takes time, but for now, there's no other way, you just, whatever's there, maybe, you know, clean it up, you know, compact it, I don't know, but it's not gonna get an asphalt driveway.
no,
would say.
I was just curious, because again, to mitigate some of the potential of water runnage, a French drain, pavers, if it's gonna be, you know, stone, and not that you want to, again, if you're talking toys and cars, stones are not what you wanna use to put in that spot, but
Correct.
in theory, water could soak through the stone and through the driveway as opposed to an
Absolutely.
asphalt or a
Absolutely.
concrete.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah, absolutely, but, none of the vehicles that I'm planning on putting on there are projects. You know, I'm not planning on putting cars on the side.
No, I was
So-
talking strictly what you were,
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's not, it's just more so if, you know, if I get something, I put it in there, you know, it's like, guys come on a Sunday, we have a couple beers, they have a car there, you know?
Right.
It feels good to come up to a home you work hard for.
Mhm.
You know, with a garage that actually, you know, not for nothing, but a lot of people dream of these things, so it makes sense. If we can do it, that'll be great.
Any other questions from the commissioner? Any talk about stipulations before we close the public hearing? I mean, the only one I can think of is just certificate of clean film,
yeah,
or
and
something that
maybe,
indicates that it is.
maybe
clean.
possibly get a, topography map. I don't know if we have to, but,
I mean, you know, they can't spill water onto the neighbors. So how
Right.
do you figure that out? If it
Without-
happens or it doesn't happen?
Right, well, yes, but if you have the
A topo
topography,
map, yeah.
you have it, you know that there's the slopes and it's been documented. Now,
Yeah.
what's acceptable or not, that's semantics.
Yeah.
But again, you have at least a benchmark of where it's at
Right now.
currently.
Yeah.
The GIS has contours on it, they're not grossly accurate, but they do give you a rough idea if you wanted to look at the actual contours.
That might work.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I just figure it's hard to go back in time
Yeah.
and figure out after it's been modified.
Yep.
So before it's been altered.
Also too, it's not, all this is not modified, it's just here.
Right.
Just a little bit here that, okay, so.
And it's like I said, but it's hard after the garage is built. You going back and saying, oh, we only touched this little corner, and that's why I'm looking at it from a totality. But if the GIS maps puts it in the ballpark,
It put it memorialized.
Yeah.
It's already memorialized in those GIS. So whatever, whatever you need to do to mitigate any possible drainage issues, French drains or something, because you're gonna have water come down anyway, so I imagine you don't want it flowing right into your garage either.
Correct.
Right.
And nor do you wanna send your, gutters down the hill towards your neighbor, or to that side. Right, any other comments or anything before we close the public hearing? Right, I'll take
make a motion to close the public hearing for Z-26 -61 for the application for the new detached 3-car garage and 500 square foot accessory dwelling.
all right, thank you. Tony, do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Scott. Any discussion on closing the public hearing? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. And do you want to jump into deliberations? I mean, I think we should stipulate, there's concern about, clean soil.
Mhm.
So at least get a certificate of clean soil.
Yep.
Otherwise, it doesn't look like there's that much disturbance. And the building actually will block some of that drainage, so.
Right.
Alright, so take a motion to approve with that stipulation.
I'll make a motion to approve Z-26 -62 with said stipulation.
61.
I'm sorry, 61. Oh, yep, sorry. I looked down. Z-26 -61 with said stipulations by Chairman Timmerman.
All right, thank you, Tony. A second?
Second?
Thank you, Jeff. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous. All right, thank you. So just, as part of the stipulation, provide that clean fill certificate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next one.
I already read the public notice.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.
I was trying to get that one done.
All right, so the next one, this is a regular meeting of the Brookfield Planning and Zoning. At this point in our agenda, we have scheduled a public hearing concerning application Z-26-62 by Keith Kling of Kling Brothers Builders LLC for Danielle Ray Russo, 49 Pocono Ridge Road, Brookfield, for a special permit application to convert the existing garage to 600 square feet dwelling unit. Does anybody want to make a motion to waive the reading of the same rules I read before?
I make a motion to waive the reading of the public notice that was read earlier in the session.
And second, okay, thank you, Tony. And who seconded it? Greg? Thank you. All in favor of waiving the reading of all these long scripts, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, this application was formally received by the commission on July 23rd, 2026. Let's see if there's any correspondence. You already read the
Notice?
notice, yeah. And I don't think there is any, I'm looking.
Haven't seen it.
No, it would have come in, okay. So, Yes, if you state your name and address for the record?
Keith Kling, Kling Brothers Builders, 101 Huntingtown Road, Newtown, Connecticut.
All right.
And I'm here with my architect, Steve Odoms, who is our licensed architect in our design build firm. And we are representing Danielle Russo and her family. And we're trying to convert a existing 2-car garage into an ADU.
Two-story garage.
2-story, thank you. I'm gonna actually let Steve, since he designed the whole thing, this is his baby, so I'm gonna let him fill you in on the details, if that's okay.
All right, great.
Thank you.
Just as a reminder, it's 45 minutes for your application, though I don't think.
I'll try to be quick. No pressure. Am I correct in believing you guys have access to the drawings on your laptops?
That's correct.
Construction drawings, the property survey, and the site septic system design?
Yes.
Okay, the one thing you don't have, the drawings, because we're virtually changing nothing on the outside, I deemed it only necessary to show you floor plans. However, I have some photos to give you a sense of what this building looks like on the
Okay.
outside, which
Sure.
I think would be helpful. So what I'll do is I'll just walk down and show you guys. So here's according to the drawings, the bottom, facing the bottom is south. So this is the south elevation. This is what the existing building looks like. on the
Can I
bottom
have
of the
that
drawing.
afterwards?
What's that?
Can I have that afterwards?
I can leave this here, sure.
Yes.
Absolutely. So here's what it looks like on the bottom of your sheet. And then this is the side to the left, which we call the west elevation, okay? And that is virtually not changing at all. This is the east elevation. At the other end, there's an existing set of stairs that we're not changing at all. Have
You might
stayed.
want to show the audience too, just
Oh,
because
okay.
it's
I
part
will.
of the public hearing.
All right, so I'll do that, thank you. And then the other side, which is a virtually blank elevation, there's nothing there. And all we're doing is adding one little window on that side in the powder room, so, which the drawings show. So that's the outside, and I think it would also be helpful for you to see what the inside, essentially a garage on the first floor.
How old is the structure?
That I don't know. Johanna, do you know how old it is?
I believe it was permitted like a few, 10 years ago.
Okay, approximately 10 years ago. So a garage on the first floor, and the second floor is just open storage. 6'4.5" knee walls, sloping up to an 8-foot high ceiling. So that's it. Now, maybe you can show the audience while I'm going from there. You will obviously notice on your surveys that this existing structure is over the side. We're not changing the existing structure, we're not changing the footprint at all. All we're literally doing is changing how that building is being used. So I would like to point out the clarification. I believe the agenda says 600 square feet. It's meant to say 800. We're creating an 800 square foot accessory apartment, not 600 square feet.
Let me see.
So
So you might have to change the
application, I'm pretty sure,
is correct?
was correct, but I think the minutes just incorrectly represented as 600 instead of 800. Yeah, and the drawings show the square footage on the first floor, the square footage on the second floor, that adds up to 790 square feet of finished space.
Well, this is the intro, yes, the script.
What's that? Yeah, I know.
That's okay, I'll take this table.
That's interesting. I'm not sure it actually shows it.
Shows that?
Show them on the plan where you have it stated.
No, this is just the frontage and the side yard setbacks.
Oh.
There's the inside.
Interesting.
Are you looking for something on the application which
Yeah,
states the size?
yes, exactly.
Can you help them on that one?
I'm looking.
I have the paperwork, but I didn't see where it said it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll add it and you initial it
Okay.
because
I mean, it's clearly 800 square feet, like I said, it says so on the drawings, it should have said so on the application.
Mhm.
I'm just thinking maybe it was a typo on the, you know, putting together the agenda, I don't know. But I wanted to clarify that for you people.
Yeah, they reference the section, they don't reference the size, so I will write in 800 and let you initial it, so we have clarification on what the actual size is.
Technically, it's 790.
Okay, I'll write 790.
Thank you.
Since I did the application.
790 square feet. And if you'll initial it right next to, right on the, how many years is
I got you. Right before the 790, right here?
Yeah, around it, yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Here's your pen back.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Other than that, I really have nothing to add. I mean, I'd like to think the drawings are, the package of drawings you have are self-explanatory, but I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
All right, you know, standard ADU, it looks like, as long as you have two methods of egress.
Right, one on the first floor, one on the second.
Yep,
The egress window in the bedroom,
okay.
5.7 square feet or greater. So that complies. Everything else, I mean, the stairs comply to code.
All right. So any questions or clarification from the commissioners? No, I'll let the record show Elliot has a.
wait.
We're looking.
No,
Not so
it
fast.
is a touch screen.
And it's
While he's looking, I got, so I'm sorry, you said something about it was over a setback line
The
already?
existing building is over the side yard setback, yes.
Okay.
Pre-existing non-conforming.
And
Existing, yeah.
approximately 10 years ago?
Correct.
And to what it looks like, it was never tied into a septic or anything like
We're
that?
putting in a whole new septic system just for the accessory apartment.
Okay,
That should be the.
You should
one of
have that in
you
the
guys
drawings
have.
as well.
yep,
Designed
yep,
by CCA Engineering.
yep. So one concern that I would have is what was the allowance when they made that variance to go over the line for a garage
Mhm.
to now then be turned into an apartment? And, you know, was that intent known or possibility known at the time, perhaps when they were
was a
allowing,
previous
we're
owner,
gonna,
I know
we're gonna
that.
allow for a garage,
Right.
but we're not, you know, that's it, you know, we're gonna allow for that, and I don't have that history on that we would know.
Mhm.
We-
Did land use look up to see if there was current variances on this property already?
I do not know.
They asked, we didn't see any. I didn't see any on record, so,
Okay.
like I said, how long have you owned the property now?
Oh,
3 years.
Could you have
So-
your name and address? So
I'm sorry.
My name is Danielle, last name is Russo, 49 Pocono Ridge Road, Brookfield,
Okay, thank you.
16804.
All right.
Thank you. So, like you said, it was a garage before, I guess, approximately 10 years ago. I didn't see any variances that popped up. Land use didn't notify us and say that they seen any as well. So we just took it that it's been there for a while,
So more than 10 years?
probably. I don't have the exact, there's no record that we found.
I guess the question is, was it put in 10 years ago, or was it noticed 10 years, by the owner who bought it 10 years ago?
Well, they bought it.
No, they,
3
3 years ago.
3 years.
The owners
Yeah.
bought the property 3 years ago. We're saying that we believe that it was 10 years ago that the, previous owner built it.
Ah.
But we don't know. There's,
Yeah.
there's no factual case on that.
And really, the question is, when the board approved it to be over setback lines and all that, was there a stipulation that said it's gonna be used as a garage, period?
How do we
So-
determine
Yeah.
one way or the other?
That,
with that?
I mean, that is, on the board here, that would be my concern, that we're not
Well-
going, stepping over what somebody else already did.
Well, 10 years ago, the regulations for ADU, I don't think were in effect, were they, in the state of Connecticut? This is something that's fairly new for ADUs.
We had accessory dwelling units already on our
You did?
our regs.
Okay.
And
So that's something I don't know. We weren't,
we might have to go research this and go through land use to see if it was even permitted
mhm.
by zoning, and then by the building department too. I mean, it's there.
It's all in succession, right?
Yeah.
So you guys were the
Generally
first stop.
speaking, if it's been there for more than 3 years that the town has known about it, then it gets grandfathered in.
Mhm. So on the sales records, it would show that the building has been there for more than 3 years, because our clients have owned the property for 3 years and it was
Yeah.
there. They
Yep.
did nothing to it at all.
Yep. And the field card, I'm sure shows this too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, you know, so our documentation in town shows you have a garage there.
Correct.
And it could have been there for a long, long time.
Yeah, I can't stand for how long it's been there. That's something that would have probably red flagged in your paperwork, in your documentation. Everything's online now, so you can't proceed to the next until you
Yeah, well,
has to go.
everything hasn't been put online either, so there might be paper records there. We might have to continue this so we can look to see what's going on with, you know, when this was approved.
Okay.
I'll have to ask the commission on that.
I'm just a little confused. If you say that if it's been there for 3 years, it would be grandfathered. They've owned the property for 3 years. Their
Yeah.
sales would show that,
Yeah.
correct?
Mhm.
And even if it was 4 years, if it was put a year before that, it would still be grandfathered. Am I correct, or
Yeah,
am I
I
missing
guess you're
that?
correct in that, because my other concern is the building department, do they know about it? And, but I guess they will know about it, because they have to come out and inspect it.
I've turned in all the paperwork to every department so far, be
And,
online and hand.
Yeah, and they had
so.
no issues about it, the building department?
Actually, the one that contacted me was the gentleman from the health department and
Oh.
said, hey, by the way, you may want to talk to planning and zoning. And I go, oh, I haven't heard anything yet. And I guess there's a big backup on building permits and stuff. So,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, we're not in charge of building
Yeah,
permits.
but you're the first stop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's true that you're right. If she's owned it for at least 3 years and the town has it on their field card, then, you know, it's grandfathered in.
On the, you know, the survey for the site, it shows that, that it's been there. So,
I guess Commissioner Petrione's
Mhm.
concern is that if it had been a variance at some point, and
Okay.
there was a stipulation like it can't be turned to anything else.
okay,
It's a fair point.
that's a fair point. Yep, I
So
understand.
I guess that's what we want to make sure, that there was any stipulation there. And also we have to research, is it even enforceable if the state has decided ADUs are, you know, allowable use in that sort of zone? So that's maybe something that has to pass by the town attorney too. But putting that aside, I can go through the rest of it, and if we
Okay.
continue it, the public hearing will remain open so that we can take in the data. That's the only way you can get more information in.
Okay.
And that way, and our next meeting is September 10th, so it's not too
It's-
far away,
Okay,
just 2 weeks.
okay.
Any other questions of clarification from the commissioners?
On the, something that we should check as far as the field card, though the space is noted as a garage, does the field card actually pick it up as a garage, or is it a shed, just a big shed? So again, it ties back to
To what
Greg's
Greg said,
point.
yeah, what-
What's the use, it might have, the variance might have been offered for a shed. Now that the space is being turned into something else.
Yeah, okay.
With the next hearing on the September 10th, someone, I guess, will be doing the legwork to get
Yes.
to answer the question
Yes.
between now and then? Okay.
Yep, that's true.
Just to make a mention that when they did purchase the property,
Yep.
the owners, it was, building permit was taken out to build a garage,
Yep.
and then he went for another,
There was, on the building records.
on the building
Oh,
records to
could you
put it.
come up to the,
Tell them who you are.
Hi, my name is Johanna Adanetto. I'm with Danielle Russo's mom. We also live in the house. I live at 49 Pocono Ridge Road, Brookfield, Connecticut, 06804.
And so, what do you know about this?
Okay, I did research. I did research on the property. When we purchased the house, it was sold to us as a structure that could be turned into an apartment on the upstairs. I know the former owners originally put in a garage there. And I believe somewhere about 10 to 12 years ago, they applied for a permit and had the second story put on, when they also added, I guess, electric, and they say that there's water access also. So when it was sold with the idea that it was this little housing unit or something that could house an apartment.
Sure. Yeah, of course, we're the arbiters of that, so, but they might have checked the regs and saw that, you know.
Right.
that was-
But I was able to find all the permits that were listed, and they are listed in the,
All right, so whatever actual detailed information you have, you could give that to our land use office, and then we can use that to help our research.
okay, I would have to go back into Brookfield's zoning or building and print them out.
Oh, yeah, like across. Well, if you can have anything to help us. look
Sure,
at it, so.
sure. Okay, thank you.
So my other quick question is that since we had, you know, a stamp survey done,
Yes.
you know, and showing all of that, the questions you were asking about shed and garage and so forth, that's actually on that site plan. So when you do take a look at that site plan, there are sheds and stuff, and this is listed as, you know, per the surveyor, as a two-story garage.
Yeah, I saw that there were multiple
Yeah.
sheds on it.
There's a
Like I
lot
said,
of buildings.
Yeah, no, and the reason why I say that is because, again, depending on prior owners, how
Right.
they, again, if they went and came across the board or went to town to get it built,
Yep.
what they designated it and what the town sees it as, again, somebody else could say, well, this is what we're gonna do for it. And again, now it's interpretation.
Yeah, we just like to understand how it got to this point.
I
where
understand.
It's not conforming, and then
Right.
we can make an informed decision on it.
So-
But we're, so, you're not done yet, because you have rebuttal time.
Yeah.
Is there anybody in the
I
audience?
have a quick question.
Oh, sure.
You mentioned egress window before, right?
Mhm.
There's the stairway that leads up to the apartment. Is
Right.
that the?
We're
the
putting in
side?
a new interior stairway. Right now, there's that exterior stairway where you saw the photo of the deck.
Mm.
There's that existing stair which we're not touching, and then we're
Okay.
introducing an interior stair as part of
That's
this.
gonna lead to the
From
garage.
From the first floor, no, from the finished part of the first floor up to the second floor, which is
Right.
entirely finished.
Okay.
All right, any other questions, commissioners? Any questions of clarification only from the audience? Anybody like to speak in favor of the application?
I would.
Me?
Anybody
Sure
like
you do.
Anybody who like to speak in opposition? All right, does anyone want to make a motion to continue the public hearing
Yeah.
until September 10th?
I make a motion to continue Z-2662. Keith Kling of Kling Brothers LLC for Danielle Ray Russo, special permit application to convert existing garage to a 790 square foot dwelling unit, to our next meeting, which is September
10th. Thank you, and do I have a second for that? Thank you, Scott. So, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. So we will be,
Want a hard copy? Would you like another hard copy?
no, we don't like hard copies.
Okay. Sorry, Steve.
Kind of paperless.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Now, at this portion, I'd like to, since we have the chairman of the Sewer Commission for the Water Pollution Control Authority here tonight, I'd like to move him up
I'm looking for it.
to ahead of 6. So he was here at 9. I don't want, I don't want him to wait through the entire thing. So he's just gonna go over Sewer Commission stuff first. So I'll wants to make a motion.
Second part of 9, not all of 9.
Yeah, just second part of
Or
9.
first part of 9.
Yeah, just the one, just to have him talk about it, yeah. So do I have a motion to do that?
Yeah, I have I'm just trying to make sure. Oh, I see it, Nelson.
Ahead of 6.
No. I make a motion to talk about or move item number 9B, discussion of prioritization of zoning reg changes. Holwitz of Brookfield WPCA, above the already scheduled
6?
or 6.
Yeah. All right, great. So, second? Thanks, Scott.
Second.
All in favor of moving that item up, say aye.
Aye.
So I asked Nelson here today to give us some information, and he's also provided these nice packet here about the state of the sewer in Brookfield and the future, so we can make informed decisions about any reg changes we make to, especially town center district or any other regulations as it pertains to sewer usage and sewer capacity.
Yeah. Okay, the WP, so I'm Nelson Melwitz, Chairman of the Sewer Commission. Or the Wastewater Commission, whatever. People call us up and say, my water's brown, and I have to say, call Aquarian, that's not. Anyway, we don't really parse the town center district versus anything else in the sewer. We just, what we do is, in Brookfield, we just have our collection system. Everything goes down to the euphemistically called Caldor Station at the bottom of Federal Road and Candlewood Lake Road, and then from there it gets pumped to Danbury. And we're limited by Danbury to, right now it's 580,000 gallons a day, which is up from 380. So we, as a result, we're able to lift the moratorium that we had, that was in place in, I think it was 2025. Anyway, but we were a little gun shy. So what we did was put a regulation in play that when we get to 90% of the 580, then we'll, which is 522,000 gallons a day, we will reimpose the moratorium. And it'll be, and the regulation is, the actual regulation is appended there, the last 2 pages of your handout. The current wastewater flow, you can see the graph of the last year and a half, roughly. It is, right now, the last, so what we do is we average the last 3 months and come up with a number. And if our average goes above the 90% mark, which would be 522 for 3 months, it ebbs and flows a little bit with school season, with rain, so you never know. And so, but right now we're well under our limit and have some room. So we've constructed which you see some detail here, we constructed a concept called total future flow. And so we're looking at all the properties, let's see, that are, this is the next sheet, that have been approved, and some that we know are coming down the pipe, and we'll just add them up based on what we expect the flows might be. Now what happens in reality is that the state says you have to plan for 250 gallons per day. Well, nobody uses 5 55-gallon drums of water in a day. It's just too much. So our regulations, as we get new applications coming in, we consider a residential unit, apartment, or home at 125,000 gallons a day. But even that's very generous. Actual usage is more like between 90 and 100 and 110 gallons per day. And so the deal is that if they're going to come on in the future, we plan for 125,000, but when they're actually flowing, they come off the future and now they're in the real number. They're just buried in the total flow, which historically we find is less than the 125. And so we're just flying this airplane, as it were, just to try to come up with a concept that. Now what happens is the 580 gallons per day is authorized by the state of Connecticut. Connecticut D allows Danbury to allocate to Brookfield 580,000. So to make a change of that is a major deal in terms of dealing with the government. Yeah. And with the government, things work at its own speed. So anyway, with so we also have we keep our ear to the rail on projects that are pending, but we have no application for yet. And so there's roughly another 20,000 gallons a day that, and those are listed there in the third column in that second sheet. And then those that are under development are now, we estimate about 102,000 gallons a day that when they come online. We, for example, just had, it was called a Linden, and now it's Riverview or Rivermere, yeah. So they're at 95% occupied, but for any apartment, 95% is full because there's always 5% on occupancy. So could do the turnover and they fix up the place for the next people, and Nabby Road and all the other Barnbeck, they're all the same.
Yeah.
So we took it off the future and it's on the real, it's on the actual now. And so, and they're not using quite, the people in there don't use.
They don't use as much as some other people, yeah.
So anyway, that's.
Younger people.
So anyway, so the rule that would apply is actually the old rule, which is down on the last, the actual regulation is there at section 1.2, which is the third sheet that you have. And that the sewage treatment capacity available at Brookfield is limited to ensure the town does not exceed the available capacity. That when Brookfield WPCA total flow reaches 90% of the allowed discharge, then these we'll issue no more permits unless there's a couple of stipulations as to what we'll get permits for, which is what our old moratorium was. Now, none of this has to do with town center district. It's just in the sewer shed of Brookfield, which by and large is up and down Federal Road.
Right.
And so, and the other thing is that, you know, some towns try to say, okay, we're going to reserve so much for commercial or industrial sewage, and the courts don't allow it. They say it's first come, first serve. If you have capacity and you're a homeowner, you can't deny them because they're not commercial or residential as you had hoped in your astute planning. So their hands were tied. A couple of towns got their hands slapped on account of that, and so, but that's just the way the courts rule. And so aware of that. So we have some examples how that works. Okay. Any thoughts, questions?
Well, you mentioned future flow, and that includes approved, right?
Yes.
So with that,
yes,
and maybe, but the approved never work out to be that much. So you're a little conservative when you're going for that 90%. You know, so
yes.
Or if it was turned into actual, maybe it'd be 85% or something. And I noticed that the approved doesn't really change much. Is it because the building, just the actual build out of these approved projects is not happening? Is that why they're hanging there?
Well, they take long to develop, so.
This only does a year and a half, you said, so. I'd be
Well,
curious,
if
you went further back, would it be a wider approved and then it's been narrowing ever since? Because as these apartments come online, you make that smaller because you move it to the.
So the orange thing squeezes down a little bit. It's no longer approved in that picture.
Yeah.
But anyway, it becomes a little more. When that happens, a little more is available. Again, there's a windiness factor here.
Yes.
So, but it's just a way to get a handle on if we hit. What happened was when we hit our original capacity, which was 380,000 gallons a day, and we were starting to approach it and approving extra projects, it was, we were going to, subject to a lawsuit or some kind of penalty from Danbury. We're still not even there. At this point, we're 355,000 gallons a day by. And what actually happened, there was some help with center school closing because they combined the schools and there's more water efficient fixtures at Candlewood School, and so that helped. You know, so anyway, you know, changes like that will happen from time to time, but you know, we have no control of it.
Yeah, I guess for us, we want to get a sense of, you know, because the large users are apartment buildings. And of course, we have a moratorium in the TCD for multifamily development. So that's what's keeping, you know, the approved from not getting any bigger right now. At least they're the only ones you can approve that we approve as far as it would be regular commercial, you know.
Yeah.
And because, aside from other reasons for the zoning commission being merged with the planning commission, that was, the sewer was an important thing for us. It's like, let's, you know, pause now, because we don't want to hit your 90%. We hit your 90%, every other commercial development stops. And that's not good, because there's other types of commercial development that aren't apartments.
So you have some control over it, but that.
And that's ending December 1st, 2026, that moratorium, so.
2026, that's only 4 months.
I know, and also our 830G moratorium is over, so, an 830G could come in and have apartments and start sucking up. I just don't wanna see that reserve sucked up so fast that, we're in that situation.
Well, we've planned for where the Kids Kingdom was, you know, that's in these numbers. And so the ones that are sort of on the horizon that we know might come down.
Yeah.
We don't know what's gonna happen there, but it's not, but it's in the calculations. If that happens, we're still gonna be okay. But there's always surprises. People find they build something on a mountain or something, you know, that's not a mountain, and make it happen or whatever. So that whole Marin property is going in, and that is, I don't know what it is. It's like 20% occupied now.
Yeah.
They're sold, and so.
They want to put a pool in too.
You know, they want to.
Hopefully, that won't be draining out to the sewer.
Well, they do have to come to WPCA to get a pool discharge permit, because they discharge into but that's only. It's not a factor, really.
Yeah, okay. Not continuing.
Anyway, that's,
all right.
Okay, any other smart remarks?
I was just curious, what percentage of the actual is commercial? Do we know that? Offhand?
We do know, but it's, residential is about 60%.
It is, okay.
So, but commercial is all the restaurants up and down.
Right.
Yeah.
And the actual would be probably similar to that? Or, I'm sorry, the approved and the pending and the remaining would be probably follow that as well, as far as we know?
You could look at these, but I would say most of these are gonna be residential. What happens?
Yeah, looking at the list you have here.
I didn't pick up that.
What happens is, it takes a developer so long to line something up. 5 or 6 years, it's quicker to build housing than it is to develop a property with all these. So one thing that at 1055, it's a big piece of property, and they were going to put a big shopping center in and all that years ago, and they abandoned it. But now it's going to be a warehouse. Well, that takes very little water, and so the sewer commission would cheer that on, saying, okay, or Brookfield would, that, okay, they're gonna pay taxes, but they're not gonna really use a lot of water.
Speaking of uses, is there a residential use, like 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, that uses more or less than any other number of bedrooms?
We've done studies, and the difference between a 1 bedroom and a 3 or 4 bedroom are minimal. And so, you have 2 people in the house, they're gonna use so much water, it doesn't matter how many bedrooms it is.
Yeah.
So, typically. So, a 1 bedroom might be 90 to 100 gallons a day, and a 2 and 3 bedroom, 110 gallons. I mean, they're just small, incremental differences. So, the regulations, if you read them carefully, they say that it's the number of bedrooms is not a factor. It's just we're going by a home, a unit.
A unit.
Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. Well.
But anyway, this could happen years away. I mean, I don't think I'll be chairman anymore.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a good question, is like, when do you think we'll hit our limit? Your guesstimate.
Wow.
But like you said, you don't think you'll be chairman anymore, but you've been a chairman a long time, so who
I
knows?
would say, yeah, I would say at the current rate, if everything that's on the books gets built, we're still good. So now you gotta get people dreaming about some other projects, and unless they're high water use,
Like a data center.
like a data center, yeah. So, well, we have the quarries there that can use the brackish water. Cool. I don't know.
Stop giving us ideas.
So anyway,
So what I'm seeing here is the total available after pending and everything else, the total available is about 46,000 gallons a day. Is that
yes,
on the back of the second, or back of the first page, or on our sheet here?
yeah, yeah, available for, before we have to implement flow restrictions are about 46,000 gallons a day.
Okay, so that, I mean, that's not, and that's going by regulation numbers, not your, which are, like you said, very
Well,
conservative.
actually, yeah, by the time all of these get built, then there'll be actual flows.
Yeah,
They may not hit what we're projecting.
correct, but we have to go on what's planned and what
Yeah.
is allowed for.
The 125 gallons a day per unit that our household we're using is a bit arbitrary. It's half of what the state says you should plan for, but they
Correct, but
plan
that's
for the
what we have
pipe
to go
sizes,
by.
not for the actual usage.
Yeah, no, but what we have to go by is what the planned for numbers
Yeah.
regarding planning for the future. So if we have just under 46 left
Right.
per, you know, everything that's on the books being finished and filled, that's where we're at.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So I'm just presenting the facts and,
I'm sorry, you mentioned a couple of properties regarding percentage of occupancy. Do you know what most of them are, or
yes.
just by chance?
Well, we did some calling, and in fact, we took off the Rivermere thing because it's 95% occupied. It was a future, but we took it off. So we did some tweaks. We're calling the Marin thing. We know is only 20% built out. The Laurel Hill Road over the crossing is about 65%
Really?
occupied now. So they're filling up fast. These places sell out pretty fast. They were anxious about the Emporium apartments up there. They were one-bedroom apartments only, and they were a little anxious, but it filled out in 2 months' time. Boom, done. So, I thought maybe they should have more of a mix, but anyway, so the point is, we're looking at only from the wastewater flow and what we're allowed, and we're constrained by Connecticut Deep and Danbury and that sort of thing. And if we would go through any more capacity, it would be, in fact, even to get from 380 to 580, we had to pay for an engineering study, and we did. We just sucked it up.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming in and giving us a chance to pick your brain and getting this data. So, and this presentation's nice. So this will help us when we develop any regulation changes.
so it has some meat into it. You can see our regulations, and they're legally binding.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Nelson.
Thank you very much.
All right. Moving back to the agenda. We're doing 6A Granite Drive. Is someone here for that? Oh, yes.
Roberto Echeverria, 13 Granite. How's it going?
So, the address, did you mention your address? too?
It's for 13 Granite Drive.
Oh, yeah.
So we're planning to build a home there. We bought the property earlier this year. I believe there's some dirt there already.
And we don't anticipate bringing in more since, excavating for foundation, actually, we have to reuse the dirt that's there. So, but we applied for it just in case because of the contours. And I believe, that's what you have.
So when you bought the property, it was already filled, like, I went up there to look at it.
Yes, sir.
It was a little scary, but quite a drop. So that was already filled.
That's already there, correct.
And you're here just in case you need to do more.
Just in case I need to bring in, I don't anticipate bringing in. It's my father's house. We're building it for him. Just wants a little bit of a walkway coming out backyard, and we actually moved the house back a little bit at a flatter area, so that when we do get to there, we don't use as much as the original plans that were submitted to you before.
I guess, when you put this application in for an excavation fill permit, it's for 100 cubic yards or more per year. And, I guess you're thinking, if I need to, I might have to move 100 cubic yards or something. But I guess what we wanna know is a number. Not unknown is two.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were going back and forth. And we brought Laura there as well, so she could take a look, with her own eyes of what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't anticipate using any dirt other than the ones that we use for track, that we have to build a track. But no, sir, we don't anticipate going over that much.
Would it be better to come back if he finds he has a need, rather
Well,
than?
here's the problem. The property was filled in with over 100 cubic yards of fill, guaranteed. I mean, there's
I
more
know,
than that.
yeah.
But that's not him, is
But
it?
that's still on the property. So here's my, whether it was him or not, I don't care who an applicant is.
He
I just
inherited the
need-
problem?
He inherited the problem. We have over 100 cubic yards of fill that was brought in,
Yeah, and I completely
it's
understand.
from the previous owner, whoever was doing it, from the subdivision. The original, I do have the original subdivision maps if you wanted to take a
And the
peek at it.
topo map?
And, yep.
Yeah. And there's a difference. We
And there's
saw
a
that.
difference,
We
and that's what
clearly
ended
saw
up
that.
Triggering it being okay, the grades are totally different here, there's more than 100 cubic yards of fill, do we go about this? Yes, we don't know how much it is, I can't estimate it, I don't know who.
I mean, the one thing we've done before is get a new topo map, and then they can just calculate the difference between the old and the new, and then you have a number.
Okay.
Is it gonna change whether we approve it or not? I mean, it was good to know what happened.
Sure,
and
yeah,
to
no.
Memorialize it in an
And,
application.
and to be all honest, if I knew before buying the property, I would have,
Come ahead.
not only that, I would have negotiated the price a little bit.
That also should be doing some kind of testing if we don't know any history on that fill.
The good thing is, that from what I've seen, it's stone, it's no garbage, thank goodness. It looked a lot like loamy, like soil, topsoil mostly, and some rocks. Like I believe it was done from the subdivision when they cleared the subdivision and they made that they put
They had to
dirt
put
there.
it somewhere, yeah.
Exactly. So I don't believe it was
You got
contaminated.
the lucky one.
You
Yeah.
got it, and it's
I mean,
it's the last one.
Part of the whole development, they had already fill and excavation
Correct.
permitted as
That's
part
right.
of the whole thing.
So that's right.
It's too bad they didn't just this is what we're doing over here,
Right.
and instead they didn't do it to the plan, they just shoved it over there.
Just shoved it there. It literally looked like they went.
Yeah,
moved it
like,
to the
we'll
side.
worry about that later.
You got it.
Whoever buys that lot's gonna worry about it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess what I'd like is a new topo map so we can put a number to
So
this.
can I provide that after the home is built or before that?
Well, I'd like to, if we're gonna do an approval, have a number we're approving rather than not knowing at all.
Okay.
Can you?
I think the topo that Mizuko just drew up recently when we moved the house is, I think, the most up-to-date one.
And that is attached to your agenda. The site
So
plan.
the as it is right now, real.
That is what he is proposing. right
Okay.
now.
So,
Nobody has what's right now. I have what was approved for the subdivision. You have your proposed for your site plan.
and I guess
Yeah.
that's, those
Do you
two.
have-
So Mizuko, and I submitted it to building, zoning.
Yeah.
Is what after, when Mizuko came out, Mike Mizuko came out and did his thing.
Mhm.
So that's what I have now. I mean, it's gonna change, topo's gonna change once we have the house built, that's why I'm suggesting, doing it after.
Could try to do something, a stipulation as far as if you bring in any additional fill, then he has to come back to before the commission
With a final number.
with a final number.
Mhm.
100%, yeah.
And just throwing out ideas.
I mean, I guess I want to know how hard is it to take your topo map you have for your future, you know, your proposed future.
Sure.
Minus the one that's right there in the approved, and just have it, you know, calculate a number, and then we have a number.
Okay.
And then I would think that would be the number we want to go with. And how hard is that? I mean, is it just going to put it through the software? I mean, these days, everything's electronic.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if we're, you know, doing 200 yards, 400 yards, you know, 100.
That was my main thing, because when I originally applied this, I
But
don't.
you have all the data now. Someone can calculate that. I just don't know how hard that calculation is.
Yeah, I don't know either, and I wouldn't even suggest it.
But we
that I
have
would
done
do
it.
that.
We have done it with Greenall, 31
Right.
Greenall. They did the difference, and we had a number that came out of that. So I don't know how, you know, I don't know who you use, but. So I don't know, what do the other commission members think about having, you know, a number now, or? I mean, it's already there. It's not going
Yeah,
anywhere.
I mean, you're not looking at removing it. My concern would be what's there and then the condition of it. You know, you said it's a lot of rock, but you also just said there's soil there too, so.
Yeah,
I
and they did a
mean, I
good
don't-
job separating it.
I haven't personally been on that site. Is it,
I've been
I
up
mean,
there.
is it rock, or are we talking that
There's
it's
rock and
material that
loam,
should
like
be,
you said, and then
that
it
should
has-
be tested so we know for contaminants or anything like that?
But if this came from the actual construction of that subdivision.
Or did it, yeah, or did they have another division that, oh, we got a spot we can dump it to?
That's possible too.
So,
I mean, anything's possible.
correct, but unfortunately, our job is to make sure that it's, you know, if there is a problem, it doesn't get worse.
Understood.
So,
When I looked at the slope, it wasn't slumping or anything, you know, the drop off they
Yeah,
had there.
no.
yeah, well, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, I know the contaminants, if there are any. I guess I would like to know that too, as a condition of approval of this. I mean, maybe it doesn't, maybe to your, the idea of, if it's gonna be more than 100 from this point on, yes, you have to come in front, but right now, we have to know if it's clean.
know if it's clean, and it would be good to know where we're at.
Yeah. Maybe when
Personally.
you're done, we need that final number to memorialize.
I can be happy to do that. I'll ask Mike Mizuko to work out the number. Not a problem.
So I think that'd be a couple stipulations, right? Make sure it's clean, clean fill, and a final number as built when it's all said and done.
That's perfect. I could do that. Now, does that perturb me from starting my father's? Because the only reason why I'm asking.
I guess the clean
When-
fill
when-
thing would keep you from starting, and
Of
then
course.
after you're finished, we'd want the final number.
Perfect. So I could get the clean bill of health for the dirt
Mhm.
to you. Where should I?
You bring it to the land.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. I could
That'd
get
be
working
one
on that.
stipulation.
Because winter's coming up, and we would like to get at least
Moving.
something
Yeah.
going on
Yeah.
before another 6
Framed,
months.
that way you can work inside in the winter.
Got it.
And how long ago did you buy the property?
Earlier this year.
All right, so it's
Winter time's when we started negotiating.
and it was the dirt or whatever there.
It was all there, yeah.
So it's been sitting there for probably a year or two.
Or more.
I mean, that Granite Drive's been
Yeah.
up there
Yeah, it's
for
not new.
years,
Yeah.
working on it, yeah.
So,
I mean, I wasn't even aware of the property was available until, somebody told me about it.
Hmm.
I was looking for something.
And now you found out why.
Got jokes.
Problem. Right. So we have two stipulations. Who wants to, I'll accept a motion to approve for those two?
I'll make a motion to approve Z-26-54. Excavation permit fill for unknown amount of fill deposited on the property with said two stipulations. One, having the ground soil checked before anything could be done, and a true up of the amount of fill that will be required for the permit.
The final.
The final.
Yeah. From the
Final
original
number.
approved subdivision.
Correct.
All right.
Second.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Jeff. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
All right. All right, thanks.
Thank you, gentlemen.
New business.
All right, 7A, 18 Candlewood Acres Road and 289 Candlewood Lake Road, application CL-26-3.
I'm no youngster anymore. My
State your
name's
name and address.
Kenneth Schwartz, 18 Candlewood Acres. I'm sorry, 18 Candlewood Acres Road. Owned that property for 40 years. We're here today to, it's a really simple process. There's a piece of land that's adjacent to our property. It's a heavy slope lot. We are in a quitclaim deed with 289, which borders the property. It's a rock ledge with a deep slope. Where the section we're buying is above where the house is and where the septic system is, so it's way far apart. There's no issue with that. And it's just getting an approval to add it to 18 Candlewood Acres Road.
Okay.
I brought the site plan. I
Yeah,
assume
we
you
have
have
it
all
right
that?
here. Yeah, we're all paperless here now.
Yeah, I know, I just.
Oh, we have a little paper.
Okay, okay.
I have a couple questions. Why?
If you, and I think Mr. Morales, who is a neighbor of mine, would be able to understand this. The house sits above Candlewood Lake, and the reason why I want the property is so I continue to have my unobstructed view. The person who owns 289 is a dear friend of mine, and I've done him favors, and I want to be able to preserve that viewpoint unobstructed.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could do with the property. It's rock, deep sloped, and I wouldn't do anything. My house is completely fenced in because there's a pool there, so it would not be used for any kind of expansion, at least at this point in my life, you know. 70 years old, the last thing I want to do is build another house.
It's your view shed.
It's a view, that's it.
All right, something to note about this, that portion you're buying is in the marine commercial zone. So,
We spoke to zoning about that, and we actually asked them, and they said, well, it's marine commercial, but there's a residential house there too. So they said, I mean, the section I'm looking to take over is residential. I forgot the code.
no, but it's still marine commercial.
Yeah, that end of
Interestingly
it is
enough,
marine
it's
commercial.
At least 10,000 square feet, which is the minimum lot size for something to happen. But
There are
that-
5 lots altogether on 289.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
It's a big, big piece of property, and it hasn't been used as I know.
And you're R15, so.
R15,
All right.
the Rs and the Bs and the Cs, I can't remember them all.
I mean, Scott, have you ever run into something where it
No.
now makes it go across 2 zones like that?
No, we've not.
That makes me wonder if we want to do a zone map change in the future, just to make sure the line matches, you know. the
Well,
lot.
in 1980, Parenti, who owned down the hatch, built a house there. So he must have had some sort of residential approval. Now, that house burnt down, and I think it was 98, I'm not sure exactly when, a new house was built. So they had to approve a residential lot there, a residential addition to it.
Or
So-
a use.
or residential use. I don't know the terminology. And it currently is residentially used, and it's not operating as a marina.
I mean, yeah. All right.
And if you look at the section that that I have the quick claim on, you can't do anything with it. It's just to preserve my view. If you sat in the back of my house, it's really
Go out there and
breathtaking.
cut the trees once in a while, yeah.
I don't really want to. I'll tell you why. Because they're not trees. They're, I guess, swamp shrubs. Look, I grew up in New York City, so I'm a Brooklyn guy. What do I know from trees?
It's not
Even-
concrete.
Yeah, I know concrete. I could tell you all sorts of concrete asphalt, but it buffers all the noise. You sit in the back of my house. You don't hear any of the road noise. You don't hear down the hatch. You don't hear anything, and it's because of years of that kind of growth. I don't want to touch it.
Okay.
As opposed to living on the lake and zoom with the boats and all that, or the cars. And so it's just for, my own eyes, so to speak. Nothing complicated.
Any questions from the other commissioners? I know it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
That's allowed, right, Scott, to go,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll take a motion to approve.
I will make, hold on, I gotta figure out where we are. I make a motion to approve PL 26-3. Kenneth Schwartz for Christine Schultz, 289 Candlewood Lake LLC. No, is that a?
Yeah.
Oh, it is a lot line application, sorry. Lot line revision application.
All right, thank you, Tony.
I have one question to ask you. I went to zoning, and obviously I'm here, I gave them all the paperwork. I didn't know to go to zoning first, so I went to the records office. And they said to me, and then the zoning office said that I should bring the vellum copy because you have to sign it so I can go and bring it to the records office. Is that?
Yes, that sounds familiar. Yes, I'll go into land use and sign it.
Oh, okay, great, because they told me to bring this. Amy said, you've got to bring
All
this.
right, I have my pen.
I'm sorry.
Well, we haven't voted yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll stand here like this.
Start for the horse.
Okay.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, thank you, Scott. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amen. It's not complicated. Hearing what goes on here today, I'm in a head spin.
Thank you, Eric. Do I sign this in? Oh, wait, there's like a little box or just.
There's something, I think it's over here.
Right here.
All right.
Or no,
Put this
that's
thing
I
out.
didn't know you had to bring a, I've been in and out like 6 times.
Oh, right there.
And in 2018, I renovated the whole house. The day I moved back into the house, the tornado hit and tore it
Do
down.
we
I
have
had
a
to start all
Sharpie?
over
You
again.
might need a Sharpie to sign off on that. I don't know if I have a Sharpie with me. You normally don't.
I mean, I did sign it.
Almost looks like it.
I mean, that's what my signature looks like. It's nothing special.
As long as I make it over to that office. I'm
Here,
okay.
I'll
There's a fine one.
yeah.
If I wanted to continue a 6-foot fence along the property, because I want to be able to keep the runoff,
Yeah, you
I
know.
can, do I need another permit to
As
do
long as
that?
it's under 8 feet, well, you just don't.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Fences, under 8 feet, you don't need a permit.
Yeah, I want to
You
do,
don't need a building permit. No, you don't need a zoning permit. You
Yeah.
do have to make sure it's on your property.
well, I have,
Property line.
I have this, I have my original
I
one,
hope you
and
know now.
the neighbor next door just did, they bought the house. You know those, about that, they bought the house, and they just had a survey, and the survey, the survey markers are there. So I
Even
would go,
better.
yeah, so it works
We
out.
do suggest you move it a few feet in from your property
Yeah,
line,
yeah.
so you can maintain both sides of the fence without trespassing, but,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, gonna speak to the owner about it, because that pipe blew mud all the way down to 289's house. So I wanna prevent the runoff, because the way the street goes and the way the water goes, my house I'm fine, because when we did the roads, I had them come in and put a little lip. The house is on a hill, so the water runs down into the drainage area. But if you get like these heavy rains, I wanna preserve that hill, the integrity of it. So that's why I put something there. I don't know what, maybe I put something like this, just to,
Just be careful if you're doing a retaining wall and not a fence.
no, a fence, just a fence.
All right, well, we're gonna move on.
Okay.
We got a
thank you
big
very
agenda
much.
here.
Um,
It's nice.
appreciate it.
7B, 14 Dean Road, application Z-26-63, floodplain development application, is that?
Yes, sir. Michael Scalzo, 14 Dean Road, Brookfield, 06804.
All right, why don't you tell us about your application? What you wanna do?
I would love to. So we have an existing deck. It's 14 by 20 off the rear of the house. There's a slider going to the deck. My family is grown by 3 kids, and we are very compact into the house. So we're just trying to update some space and just make it more livable. We're gonna bump out the kitchen, make that like a family room, and my wife works from home, so we're gonna put an office downstairs. So we're just trying to make that current footprint just a more livable space.
Yep, we have your site plan here online, so it looks like you're not expanding the envelope.
Nope,
You're
not at all.
staying within that, you're making the downstairs into the office, and the addition is above that, so you're adding a second-story addition for the kitchen.
Yes, yep.
And you're in front of us today, floodplain, because you are in the floodplain.
Yes, unfortunately, most of Dean Road on that side is, and yes, we're stuck there. I did have a elevation certificate. I'm so sorry. I did have an elevation certificate done a few years ago, just for FEMA, because you need an updated one.
Yep.
I think I had submitted that, so they did that, and we're like I think we're 3/20ths of an inch below the 100-year floodplain. And I do have a picture of the house. I can show all of you. Just this corner, right here, where the mudroom door is right here, that 3x3 is the only thing that was actually in the floodplain, and it's all concrete.
And everything else you're actually building is above it.
Yeah, it's out here. So that's the deck. Currently there's storage underneath and the deck above. So we're just going to dig down to meet the current foundation. So that's all going to be concrete. The concrete's going to be a foot above. So you basically have a 1.5 feet of water in my basement without even coming close to the windows that we're going to put in the basement. So
Yeah, so if you weren't in the floodplain, you wouldn't even be here.
correct. Yes. So that 3x3 part of the foundation really kind of tagged us. So that's why we're here. We went through the wetlands. We got their approval for their meeting last month. I did do all the building permit information, and all the rest of the approvals have been down the line. They're all set with the health department and stuff like that. So just waiting on here.
Looks pretty straightforward. All right. So any questions for the commissioners? No, all right, I'll accept a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve Z-26-63, Michael Scalzo's floodplain development application for the addition to his residence.
Thank you, Tony. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Sean. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, that's unanimous. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
7C, Four Cove Road, Z-26-69. Site plan application for a 1,600 square foot detached garage. The reason they're here today is because 1,600 is larger than the standard size we have for this zone for an accessory building like this. And
Not to
you're
my
up.
knowledge.
No?
No. I'm below the number. Mark Trotta, Four Cove
Why
Road.
are you in front of us?
Who are you anyway? Mark Trotta, Four Cove Road, Brookfield, Connecticut.
Okay.
Applying for a 1,600 detached garage.
Yeah.
So I am.
We have your application.
Right. So applications and copies and such. As far as I know, I'm below the 1,600. It could be larger than 1,600 square feet. unless I missed the boat on something there. R80, it's an R80 zone.
Yep. And so looking at, I think there were some pictures too, but looking at this, looks like you're putting it in the same area you currently have a
Pretty-
carport tent, a shed, and,
Right.
and like a Kubota and stuff like that.
Correct.
So is this like where all that stuff is gonna go?
All the toys are gonna get
Oh, that's
protected,
nice,
have a home.
because we like that.
Me too. Yeah, so there's other, well, the site plan is there, and with all the coverages that are the minimum lot size and frontage yard lot size, 80,000 square feet or 1.4 acres, and within that, you're allowed to build 1,600 square feet,
Oh,
as
all
far
right.
as I'm aware
So,
of.
Laura, why is he in front of us?
It's a detached accessory structure that is over
'Cause we-
1,200 square feet for a barn, 900 square feet for a garage, says it needs a site plan.
That's why.
Yep.
I'm sorry,
So an accessory building such as yours,
Right.
Depending on the zone and the type, and we have stepped sizes, like, a garage can be a certain size. Above that, you have to come in front of us and we look at it. A barn is a little bit larger, so,
So we could call it a barn?
no.
It's still too big, without cut, you
The
still
barn
have
would be
to cut it up.
1,200. I mean, you're here, so that's probably why you're here, because they
That is why
looked
you are
at it.
here.
And they said, no, you have to go in front of zoning because,
No, nobody told me no.
well, how did you end up here?
Because I wanted to make sure I was in the guidelines
Well-
to proceed to spend X amount of dollars.
Yeah, well, good for you,
Yeah, and I have a site plan, I have my A2 survey that should be in the loop.
I guess when it gets larger like this, what we like to do is we like to make sure that the accessory building doesn't overwhelm the main house
Oh,
because
no.
it's about the aesthetics and
Right,
everything.
right.
In the neighborhood that you're in.
Right.
And that's why we put limits on some of these buildings like this.
Okay,
A
so,
barn could be bigger because barns tend to be bigger. Sometimes they're bigger than the main residence, so.
right. So what was
So
the?
let me tell you what section is,
Yeah,
it's
'cause I
section-
missed I'm sorry, I missed
Just so
that.
you know, it's section 3.4 C, which is things permitted by a zoning permit. Oh, well, that's why you're here. Actually, if it wasn't above this, you could have gone right to the ZEO. But anyway, buildings in an area not more than, now if it's just a shed, if it's not more than 300, you can get the ZEO to do it. If it's attached to detached garage or a pool house, 900 square feet. If it's a barn, 1,200 square feet. Now you're 1,600 square feet, so you're larger than all those. So it says, except that buildings with areas greater than the above may be permitted with the approval of the commission with the submission of a site plan, with the things which you have done.
Okay, let's do it.
My only question is you're adding the gravel. Do you have any plans to pave that at all?
No,
Or is it?
none was.
Okay.
The only area which would be right in front from the existing pavement and the pavers, can you see that on there?
Yes.
It says gravel.
To be added.
Yeah,
Yep.
just so I could maintain my pitch and grade.
Sure.
So that water flows properly.
Yeah, yeah.
And then everything that's existing pitches and flows all off into the woods. There's pictures there of that. Pitches off to the woods now, and I'm happy with it. It stays dry. So we're gonna come up.
Wooded area too.
It's all woods. It's like each house is like placed to the left of the lot. So the woods, there's greater woods on that side. My next door neighbor to my right is totally happy with it. Mark, do whatever you want to do. I've known him for a million years. And there's all woods up into the back. You can see on the map, I'm 90 something feet within the setbacks. Well within the side yard setbacks, and you can't even see this from the road, because you come up the driveway. I think there's a shot of that as well in there as I'm standing in the driveway. The house is to the left.
Yep.
All the toys are to the right.
Oh, yeah.
And people come by and they're like, well, where do you keep all this stuff? And I've never seen it. And I said, that's right. So it's kind of cool. What else could I say?
Well, I'll see if the commissioners have any questions themselves after perusing the application and everything. I mean, it looks pretty straightforward. I was concerned about the size of the building, but looking at where your lot is and the woods around it, size of your lot,
Right.
and the topography, I don't think it's going to be, like you said, visible. And having those, the toys out in the Kubota.
I call it Shantytown now, so it's gonna definitely.
Well, we like to move away from
Shantytown.
Shantytown. This is a step towards.
I've been here for 30 years and I'd like to comply.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Anybody else have questions, commissioners? No. So I'll take a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve Z-26-69, Mark Perotta's site plan application for the 1,600 square foot detached garage.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Thank you, Scott. Any discussion on the motion? Everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Thank you, board.
You're welcome. How many?
26 Hillendale.
26 Hillendale Road, Z-26-70. John Krasnowski, is he here? For site plan application for 1,440 square foot detached garage. Okay. All right, we'll table that to the next meeting, I guess.
Have a nice evening.
Yep.
Thank you, too.
468 Federal Road, Z-26-72. Modify zoning permit Z-17-50 for the addition of a pool. Oh, yeah. One, yeah. For addition of a pool, tennis court, paddle tennis court, or paddle as they call it, walkways and pool deck.
Evening, my name is Peter Scott, representing the applicant tonight. Our firm did the approvals on this in 2017. The project was subsequently sold to a current developer. It is a 830G project, affordable housing. The original plans, if I may. Original plans were approved with a clubhouse of 1,500 square feet during in 2017. Currently, the project has occupied about 50 units in the middle, and my client interviewed the tenants, and they wanted more than just a clubhouse of 1,500 square feet, and the amenities that they seemed to desire were that of a pool, paddle tennis, and a tennis court. So what we did is we decided to augment the approval of the clubhouse on the northern side of the property, and what it consists of the clubhouse was modified at 90-degree orientation. We increased the size of a bioretention basin, which was part of the original approvals, which is depicted on the plans. That's right here. Then we put the pool right next to the proposed clubhouse, and we have handicapped less than 5% grade is going upward through the project to reach the paddle tennis area, and above that is the tennis court. Retaining walls start at 0 and go to a maximum height of 7 feet to create the tennis court area. We're excavating about 800 cubic yards of material. To compensate for that, we elevated the paddle tennis area, and that absorbs about 500 cubic yards. Our net then increase or removal requirements is about 300 cubic yards of material based upon how we designed it. Again, we elevated this area to compensate for soil removal off-site. The land is this was an old quarry for sand many years ago. And this is all sand material to a depth of about 30 feet. We did borings there in the past. The entire concept then is integrating with the grading, just climbing with the grading. But from the streetwise, the building, this whole area is shielded by building G, which is a 3-story high building. And that's about the same height elevation as our proposed clubhouse and the tennis court. We're not the highest building on the property either. There's a building H, which is next to the this proposal here, and that's about 15 feet higher than the highest element of what we're proposing right here. So we have some large buildings between ourselves and Federal Road. To our west is a cemetery, and what we did for that, to sort of make it less innocuous, is first off, we limited our fence area to 10 feet high.
More
and
innocuous.
to tennis court and the other paddle tennis court. And we go one more. We proposed a planting plan, which is depicted on, we gave it to you already, of course, SY 1A. And we're putting in mixed varieties of evergreens on the northern side of the property. And then inside of that is a 10-foot high black chain link fence. And we use we're digging into the hillside, we're using those walls to sort of diminish the net height of the fencing above adjacent grades. And then we're adding all these extra trees into our site plan to provide more blending of the treescape to our proposed use. We also added some pine trees on the lower portion of the property, so if you did look past this really big building in that little skew area here, we have pine trees there as well, blocking the view from Mill Plain Road. This access road has to remain. That's a fire access road requirement by the building department to access both this side of the building and also the clubhouse arrangement for emergency situations. We also did a couple things. We ran all the stormwater management, and again, we've attenuated everything with a much larger retention basin, collecting this watershed. From here, the watershed goes into underground infiltration structures. This whole project is all in the ground infiltration because of the soils we have. And then the other thing to talk about is we have lighting proposed for the tennis court and the paddle tennis. We're placing them only on the northern side of the property, and they shine inward, not outward. So we meet the night sky criteria on the adjacent parcels, and we have these are the lighting that we're proposing. Our hours of lighting is limited to 11 o'clock at night. It's depicted on the plans. These are millennials; they stay up later than we do. And so everything is facing inward to the project. This area is a wetland setback area. We have extensive plantings in here already, and basically we're not touching the arc at all. The only thing we are doing though is we've got a stormwater system collecting runoff from the top of the hill. It all runs down through catch basins into this retention basin, and again discharging to existing underground infiltration structures. So we have no impact on the stormwater. We did add a swale along the edge of the property here, just to make sure that no water could ever move in the direction of the wetland. We're collecting everything with a swale. So the swale is collecting all that, any potential runoff is being diverted again to this treatment structure. So basically, it's meeting the needs of the tenants of this 830G establishment, it's a net gain for for everyone who's occupying it, and the client, my client, has wanted to complete this structure for quite a while. This is last on his build out.
Oh.
We're building this building next, and then we're gonna build this area if we can, and then finish at the top of the hill. This building H will be the last one built. We want to work in this way, then do this, and this is being built as we speak. And these are all built.
So did you relocate one of the buildings? Was it displaced by your G over there?
No, nothing. The big move. The big
I mean,
building
what
isn't
was,
moved.
the clubhouse used to be where G is, right? On the left.
The clubhouse is right here.
But wasn't it on the left before? On the original?
Yeah, so we didn't relocate. We changed nothing in the major building. It's just that at the very end of this project, we had a clubhouse.
Oh, it
right
was over there.
It was way over there.
So what was, there was nothing on the left, just parking?
Parking. Just parking.
On the way over here on the south
Oh,
side?
this is just there's a building there too. There's a building right here.
Oh.
This building is underground. We showed underground parking, but the building, this building is always here.
Okay.
And always is
Yeah, for some reason I thought that was the clubhouse and you were just swapping it. Okay.
No, we're just taking that, rotating it, and working it in one
Okay.
particular area.
All right.
So that's kind of what we did. I guess I can answer any questions anyone might have.
The timeline, in terms of break ground to completion of at least this phase of everything.
Well, basically, right now I'm building this building. F is being built right now, and that'll take about. Well, it's those are 3-story high buildings with a lot of concrete and elevators.
Yeah.
So I'd say I'll be working on it in the fall, and the springtime. Then we'll probably be starting this building over here. That's the kind of timeline we have. We're not going to try and do anything here until next year.
And, Nelson Mowes is up, and I think he mentioned current vacancy, or, do you know what percentage you have tenants in?
In the center buildings itself, I think we have about 35 tenants out of 50. And they're being well received. It's just that they only got these things finished basically about 3 months ago, probably at the most.
So they're coming online for the sewer.
Right. Yeah, I think what that is the feedback from the tenants is where's the clubhouse?
Yeah.
And that's kind of why we're pushing that to get it moving.
Yep. And what is there? I see that I've driven up there because I want to see what it looked like.
Yes.
And just I have to remind. Sometimes I feel like I have to remind people. An 830G doesn't mean they're all affordable, just 30%, or I don't know what the percentage is here. So
It's
the rest are
30%.
market rate, and they're decent looking buildings. The sidewalk coming down, is there an easy connection over to the sidewalks into the retail below it?
No, we have a sidewalk coming along this side at one time.
Yep.
But that's not finished yet. They're still
But it's
working.
intended to be finished, and you have a connection, or somehow a connection to the one going across.
This goes here, and then there's a connector that goes across this area.
How about at the bottom near Federal Road? Because there's sidewalks in front of the retail.
Yeah,
shops.
there's sidewalk ends here.
Yep.
We have a crosswalk here, and our sidewalk hits down at the bottom.
Yeah, okay.
So you'll be able to walk from here. This all meets handicapped up to here.
Yep.
This meets all handicapped to here, and this then everything is handicap accessible.
Yeah.
A
Yeah, you
5%
came in
means
front
you
of
don't
us.
need any
Right.
handrails.
Right.
Just a sidewalk. So the whole thing's 5%. That's pretty much it.
I was surprised to see tennis courts. I thought everything was turning into pickleball.
That's the one thing I questioned about. So paddleboard is different.
It's going to be pickleball.
Is it?
It will be the
Because
same.
my only issue might be the noise. Because it's been a noise for, it's noise for Brookfield when they wanted to put in Williams Park. It's too close to the houses, and my concern is the noise with Green Knolls right behind there, and the pickleballs can be quite loud. And there are quiet pickleballs that they can use. They're expensive,
Yes.
but some
thing
way
we
to
did-
mitigate that, you know?
Well, one reason we did that is, to mitigate this, is we have the walls up on the head, we're using the earth itself,
Mhm.
and we're down, and we've dropped everything in a hole. The 7-foot high walls help absorb the noise,
Yeah.
because it emanates toward the hillside. And basically, we have this lower as well, so we're high, we're 4 foot lower here, and then we're 2 foot lower here. So we're cascading everything down the hill, keeping this as a very large buffer. This is all treescape. This
Yeah.
is not devoid.
Yeah.
That's a full treescape on top of the hill.
But
Yeah.
you did say this was driven by tenant demand, right?
Yes,
So
it
they
is.
were asking for tennis courts? That's what I
Yeah,
was
they did.
curious about.
Yeah, they want
Not
the tennis
pickleball.
courts. Yeah.
Okay.
Going old school.
And you have the tennis court is the upper one,
That's correct, yes.
and the pickleball is the lower one.
That's
so it's
correct.
Even further away.
Yeah.
So, the only thing we might wanna do is stipulate that they can't change it.
Well, that's, I was just gonna say, is that?
Oh, yeah, this is memorialized as we speak.
Yeah.
We're not
If
gonna
they
modify
change it,
this.
they have to come back in front of us.
Yeah.
They can't turn it into a basketball court or a multi-court.
Well, I don't think they'd be too bad with the basketball, but certainly changing the tennis courts into 4 more pickleball courts would be.
No, we'd like to stipulate that on anything that we have here.
I was,
Yeah, no, yeah.
again, putting posts up, and you can do a lot of different things in it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But you know what, the tenants we have are younger, and they're not much into the pickleball at all. I mean, I've done a lot of recreation centers as well. It's mainly older people, or if I do a senior housing project, we'll have pickleballs all over the place, but this is.
I don't know, over in Newtown, Fairfield Hills, a lot of young people there,
Yeah.
getting into it. So, but anyway, okay, that is good as far as, you know, it's towards the federal road rather than
Right.
the other way.
The back, yes.
Any other questions from the commission?
Are there any lights?
Yes, there are lighting.
Yeah, lighting.
And the lighting are depicted on the plan. We spec'd out the models, and they're basically, there's a light here, here, and here. They're all shining this way. 1, 2 here, they're all shining that way. And on the clubhouse area, we've got wall packs which shine onto the pool area. And we meet all the illumination levels
Yeah.
as required for those uses.
Yeah, you can't spill over into a neighbor's property more than a half-foot candle.
Right, so you
But,
have to point everything away from the property line,
And you-
interior
yeah.
wise.
What about like the tennis courts and the pickleball? Is there for night playing?
Yes, again, we were hoping to keep them open at nighttime to 11, that's on the plans.
Okay.
We were proposing a timeline as depicted on this drawing of limits when the lights have to come off. One more thing that's interesting is, this is called a California cornered tennis court, where you cut the corners off at 45 degrees. And we've been doing those a lot now. Everybody wants to because people don't want to run into the corner to get the ball. They want the ball to be close to them. So we had to put all these California corners into it to meet the new requirements of tennis.
Wow.
You know. Don't worry, AI will take care of it all pretty soon anyway. We'll play for you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
What was I can't, it's a little fine print on here. What's the height on the poles or light poles around both courts? Since they're going to be shining toward the back of
13
Green
to
Knoll.
15 feet tall.
14 and 15?
13 to 15.
13 to 15, okay.
A company called Creed that puts all the lighting.
Creed?
Yeah.
Together, yeah.
Yeah, no, I see that. The print's a little small on the measurement side.
Okay, sorry.
And just to verify, they're at 3,500 Kelvin?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
That's warm light. All right, no other questions, I'll take a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve Z-26-72, Peter Scott of PW Scott Engineering and Architect, for the TCAG Properties 46 Payne Road, I'm good, the site plan modification to modify zoning permit Z-17-53 for the additional of the pool tennis court, paddle tennis court, walkways, and pool deck.
All right, thank you, Tony. Do I have a second?
Second.
thank you, Jeff. Any discussion on it? It looks like they've thought about a lot of different things here. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, and then, no tabled items. The, Rashid Al-Namite, we asked him, to come here for, 371 Candlewood Lake Road. And this is where Manja Manja is and the liquor store up there.
Okay.
And he has a proposed use up there and he just wants to get the feeling of the commission, about it. So I'll let you talk to that.
Yes.
For the commission.
Hi, my name is Rashid Al-Namat. I'm looking to open a new business in 371 Canleywood. This will be a convenience store and a limited deli. Will be like maybe 7, maximum 8 type of food. Yes.
And so you want to do that like for breakfast, lunch sort of thing?
Yes, it will be breakfast, lunch, yes.
And then you wanted to have some sort of convenience items and
What is it?
convenience items, you wanted to sell stuff there too as part of the deli? Like, did you want to sell items in the store as well?
Yes, it will be convenience store and limited deli, so there will be like everything about convenience store.
And what percentage do you think for the food and,
Yes.
and that part of it versus?
So I have here how the store it will be, not like. So here, this is the deli section, and this is where's the cash register and showing case, and here gondola, and here the bathroom, and here the cooler will be. So the deli section will be like 25%.
And then the refrigerators and coffee bar, that's all
Yes,
part
exactly.
of food delivery too, because, so you have your deli and you have your other foods here.
No, it's not food. This is cooler for the cold drink.
Oh, well, that's food, right?
Yeah.
Food
Oh,
and drink. All right. See, the reason I bring this up is because in the MC zone, you can have limited restaurants, you can have sit-down restaurants. What you can't have is convenience store, but can you have a convenience accessory use to a limited menu sort of food store, given which is actually not even allowed, so I don't know how it happens. Liquor stores are not allowed in the MC zone, but yet there is one approved, so it's up there, and so he wants to look at doing.
There's been delis in that structure before.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so it's happened in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
And
deli
several-
part isn't the question, it's the convenience part.
Yeah, can that be considered, I would consider
So-
looking at the thing as an accessory use, so, okay, the deli is the main thing, as
What,
far as.
I'm sorry, what was the percentages?
It will be like 25% deli, and
So
the deli
75%
section,
convenience.
the deli section, but the food, everything will be like food. Only
No,
the behind the cash register will be like for like nicotine product and cigarette, tobacco.
Yeah,
Yes.
So, to the point of a deli is accepted,
Yeah.
a convenience store is
Is
not,
it
although that's another
accessory or is
issue.
it a main use? That's.
Well, I'd say if it's 75%, that's the majority use.
Yeah, but now, this is gonna be the splitting of the hairs, and I'm not saying it one way or the other.
And
If
that's
you
what
have-
we're
no,
here
but-
for.
No, but if you have water, Gatorades and all of that stuff,
Part of the deli.
is, again,
Common- common, yeah.
ice at, lunch meat, that could be considered part of the deli, not a convenience store. Again, it's.
Can I see
Well,
a picture
yeah,
again?
that's,
Yes.
I mean, we need more,
Right,
more information, I think,
that,
with
that becomes the,
to get that balance.
right, that becomes
So,
the.
so here's, like do you know how many square feet this unit is?
It's around almost 1,000 square feet.
1,000 square feet?
Is
Yes.
that the real estate?
What is it?
section?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
I know the building, I just tried to figure out
Oh.
which one was going.
Do you go by?
Way back in the day, that was a video
Use of-
rental store.
building or like the percentage of sales? Is that a way to measure that? Are you trying to turn a percentage?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at how much floor space is
Yeah, I would go
dedicated
floor
to
space usage per, you know,
per each use.
by definition.
Yeah. So when I, and we'll pass this down, when I look at the picture, I see refrigerators for cold drinks, which is food service, a coffee bar, that's food, and the deli section. And then he has,
Kinda really
then
the
he has
shelves in the middle.
showcases and gondolas for, what's that, just?
Yes, for,
This is
yes,
cash register.
for
So
chips
that-
and,
the
you know.
vape- yeah.
Yeah.
So the cash register, part of that is for food.
Right,
and-
yeah.
Yeah.
And this becomes the anomaly because
Yes.
you could, you know, does candy consider food or not? You know, or whatever else.
Or chargers for your phone.
Right, right.
Let me pass this down to.
Yeah.
When you say convenience store, what do you mean? Like canned goods, that kind of stuff, or just
Okay, convenience store, I mean like chips, candy, protein bar, like a gondola, one gondola for like cleaning products, and
So
Yes.
kind of what you'd find in one of the larger gas stations now, depending upon the aisle you go in.
Huh?
Yeah, I would equate it to like the mobile station.
Yes.
Yeah.
exactly something like this, yes.
In fact, the mobile station is probably perfect for this because you've got the sandwich spot in the corner,
Yeah.
plus the freezers, plus the coffee, plus the stuff. They got the cigarettes and all that other stuff, the chargers. There's some convenience, you know, toiletries and stuff.
You're talking, I don't know how to describe it, prepackaged, processed. You're not necessarily talking grocery type.
Yes, a grocery,
items.
yes. Right.
You are talking that or not talking that? You just snacks and chips and.
Yes,
or
snack
you're
and
talking
chips
like,
and the deli section and
yeah, but not like a grocery store, like you can get,
Not canned soups, not cat food, dog food.
you're not,
It's not a small grocery store. It's just a simple grab and go, eat stuff, plus
exactly.
a deli.
Yes.
I mean, it sounds more like deli stuff than even
Yeah.
muddying the water with the convenience.
Right.
Yeah, I say the convenience is, well, that's when I look at that picture and I think about the mobile, I think it's mostly a deli and you have some other things there. Ah, my charger went, I need a charger. Give me
Yeah,
those
I mean, that's-
cigarettes there,
Right.
or something like that.
In incidental type
Yeah.
stuff as opposed to.
Which part, where do you think you'd probably make the most money, on the deli part or the other part?
I think the convenience part, because the deli will be like for the breakfast. Yeah, in the first time will be like for the breakfast. So I think the convenience store will be like the big part.
Deli,
Yeah.
What are your hours gonna be? Your hours?
Hours, I'm not sure about this area, like what time the people sleep. So, but in first time will be from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Yes.
Oh, and the reason he's coming, he wants to find out, should he even pursue going for an application? Does the commission feel like it fits into the zone or not?
Exactly. This is what I'm coming for.
So you'll be selling breakfast, sandwiches, hamburgers, hot dogs in the afternoon, or for lunch?
No. In first time, no. I will not.
You got grills here and
Yes.
fryers.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I a breakfast burrito, there are some, yes, bacon and cheese. There are a couple.
Somebody will be cooking back there.
Two fryer, because there are fries. One for the fries, just the fries, and the other one for like the bacon, because the taste will be like yes. So I have to separate everything. Yeah.
So you'll be having lunches there too?
Right now, no,
Right now,
no, just the breakfast. Yes.
Just the breakfast.
Just the breakfast.
But
Yes.
do you have plan, if it went well, would you make it to lunch as well or not?
If the people, if it's going well and the customer asks me like to bring or to prepare the lunch, maybe I will have just chicken sandwich, and burger. That's it. This is the maximum I can do.
How does it work with Manja Manja that sells chicken sandwiches and, everything else?
Okay, this is what I said. If the customers ask me, that's it. Yes, I'm looking for just for the morning customers.
Right.
Yes, this is why I said just.
Manja Manja doesn't open till 11:30.
Right.
Yes.
I was gonna say, yeah, Manja Manja's open for lunch.
Yeah, the lunch.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Thank you. Thank you.
What did you say earlier about the zoning? What did it say about?
It doesn't allow convenience stores, but.
But it allows a deli.
But it allows limited service, which is a deli, limited service restaurants, yeah. And so my question in looking at, how much is gonna be, I was looking at floor space, dedicated to food service versus other things.
Convenience.
Yeah. And so then the convenience becomes an accessory use rather than the main use. But then I thought, well, it's just not my opinion, I wanted to get, because.
Even talking about it, most of that space is more deli related than the convenience related.
Yeah.
It's,
Once I
got
saw the
sandwich,
picture.
I get the sandwich, I'm gonna get this with it or that with it, or,
Yeah.
It's, I think the only questionable was you were saying nicotine products. I mean, that's kind of it's out of the deli realm and.
No,
kind
that
of-
goes right into the convenience. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I mean, it's white turkey at one end of it and potentially this at the other end.
Right.
I mean, it's,
And it's the only thing, as far as convenience goes, it's the only thing for a long while. Whether it's people coming down from New Milford or coming up from the middle of Candlewood
oh
Lake
yeah,
Road.
and it's very close to, the town fields and all
Right,
that.
yeah.
Which I, as far as location, I think it's, it's a good spot. And my thoughts on it is most of that stuff is related to deli use. It's not, unless I'm misunderstanding what he's truly proposing, it seems like most of it goes with the deli activity as opposed to a convenience store. The convenience store part is kind of most of the stuff behind the counter that,
Right.
oh, I wanna grab one of these, or, small stuff that's on top of the counter.
It doesn't sound too much like a departure from what was there before, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I lived in that part of town, I know I frequented those places often. They changed names a few times.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I did frequent
Yeah,
them.
it's, look, I agree. In fact, the only thing that I would
think
say.
the name is the problem.
Which wouldn't be a showstopper, but I could see it being potentially a problem, would be when Nimers was Nimers. You had the people, cause they sold bait, people that would go fish on the lake would stop at Nimers with their boats, get it, then hit the boat launches to launch the boats. For this, especially for breakfast, if he opens up people going to the lake, that wanna go out on the lake, get breakfast and go, the parking there is terrible for boats.
Yeah, but if it's morning, you got Manja Manja side of the park. and that's
No,
it.
I understand that, but.
Yeah, but you're not maneuvering a
You're not
trailer
gonna be,
through
yeah,
there.
you're not gonna be
Yeah.
taking a 24-foot boat to
Oh,
swing
no,
around.
no.
No, that's what I'm talking about. It's, and again, it's
You
a very
send someone
specific, it's a very specific point,
Yeah.
but would be revenue, especially if they're one of the few places that's open and it's like, hey, I want
Concern
breakfast.
would be them stopping on the road.
Right, that's the
And
concern.
speaking of
Pardon me.
Nimers,
Yeah.
Nimers is also in the a marine commercial district on the other side. It's in the same district, and it's the same sort of store.
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, that's what I was thinking when I was wondering what kind of convenience are you selling?
So-
Because the Nimers, they sold, I don't know if they still do, I haven't been in there in a while, but they sold
Other
toilet
stuff.
paper,
They sold-
convenience,
they-
and whatnot.
They had food.
They sold everything.
Right, they, again, it's the same use case that he's talking about.
Right, but instead of going to the convenience route, and you're just kind of exploring ideas if it's worth doing it right now.
Okay, last time when I come here, I bring a document what I'm gonna sell in the store.
I'm sorry, say
So I said when I come here last time, to ask him about the zoning. I had the document what I'm gonna sell in the store, so I don't know if you have it in your like.
Uploaded, I did give it, I think I have it.
See anything?
So I have it right now in my phone. I can send it by email. If you have email, I can send it, and you can see everything. What?
Yeah, I think, I mean, from my personal opinion, I think it's similar, probably similar to Nimers or Mobile.
No,
and-
I
And I don't
think
have.
Yes,
I
it's
don't-
similar,
I wouldn't
like-
have a problem.
No, I don't have a problem with it.
It's similar to Nimers.
Yeah.
It's similar. Like when you go to gas station and go into the store and you see.
So I guess what I'm not understanding, are you planning on selling like, like if, okay, oh my God, I need a can of beans and I gotta run out, I could run to your.
What is it?
conven- So if I need a can of beans or toilet paper, are you gonna be selling that kind of stuff? Or are you
Toilet
just gonna be
paper.
selling like chips and candy?
Yes, and cleaning product, any cleaning product, yes.
Yeah, but that's.
So I have the list what I'm gonna sell in the store. If you have email, I
Is there a
can
way
send
to
it.
get that out to us all quickly or no?
Say again?
The list he has, if you
Yes,
can
the list.
email it to us.
I would like to see it.
Yeah, but if Nimers is in the if
I-
it's in the marine,
Can
If it's in the
we
city,
see it
yeah.
on your
Yes,
phone?
yes.
and they sell toilet paper.
Yeah,
They sell cleaning products. So, I mean, if you want like for like, that's
Yeah, I
identical.
mean,
As
that's
far
tough
as
to, tough to argue
They're on the
against.
internet, right?
that is out of
You
date.
gonna do lottery
Oh, okay.
there?
So after this, we corrected it, because there were 7 properties. This is one of the properties, Nimers is another. We had basically taken out the commercial capability because we accidentally, painted the whole as an R40. And we returned
This is
7 properties
more like
back to
deli
the
stuff,
MC
so
as
this
they
is
were.
the-
This is one of them. Nimers was another one.
Down here.
Yeah, at the very bottom. All existing paper.
Nice paper here tonight.
Everyday essentials, personal.
Paper, so there we go, yeah. So that's the convenience part of it that I think is a
We'll pass it this
the
way,
bottom
we'll
of
pass
the
it.
list
Oh,
there.
you got it? Oh, he's got the list.
Where you have like
He's got his
wipes and
phone.
toilet paper and facial tissues, that would be the convenience part, that would be the hang up right there.
So, I didn't see, about how many items fall in that category, would you say?
5 or 6.
A lot of grocery items.
Yeah, it's still
That's-
75.
yeah,
Yeah, I still think
It's, but the grocery, their thing, it's not like you're buying a Sunday dinner here. It's more
Yeah,
convenient.
no, it's small incidental.
How about lottery? Are you gonna plan on doing lottery? Or you gonna do that?
We will see. Yes, but probably after 1 year, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
'cause you have regulations.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, I think this is exactly like Nimers. So,
Yeah, it's pretty
you know,
straightforward.
we can't, I can't see one of being allowed and one not being allowed.
Yeah. I mean, I know ZBA doesn't do precedents, but we're that's sort of a precedent as a small property that's MC only, just like this one. up on the
Right,
top,
and,
With the same.
yeah, I was gonna say, they're not even like, you can't say, oh, it's on the other side of town. They're literally down the street from each other.
Well, they're down the street. but
Technically
they
the
are-
other side of town, though.
Yeah, they are on the other side of town. One's on the north, one's on the south. Come on, Tony.
Almost complete opposite
Are you
end.
even from here?
They're less than a mile away from each other. I'm sorry, that's the same side of town as far as I'm
Mile?
concerned.
That's way more than a mile.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
How big, 6 inches? Just checking.
So, do we have
I'll kill you.
I feel like we have a consensus, but we only need 4.
I-
As far as, we think this is an allowed use in this particular property, in this particular zone. Because it's similar to Nimers and similar to things that have been there before.
Correct.
And how would you like it viewed as, just so we know which would be
A limited
appropriate?
food service with an accessory use as convenience items.
Thank you.
I mean, the whole second page is almost all convenience type items. So,
So So I guess the bottom line is, if you bring we don't see that this is a showstopper with what you presented as to, you know, having an application come forward.
Yes.
For this.
Yeah.
And thank you for the information.
Oh, no problem.
It's very helpful.
Yeah, that definitely.
No, you're supposed to.
What?
What?
If it was on the agenda.
Oh, it was.
This is
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
agenda.
No,
Part of
but the
discussion.
link
Oh,
is not.
no,
The
the
link.
discussion.
The
The
link.
list wasn't, yes.
Yeah.
The discussion is.
Discussion is the first thing here, yeah.
Oh, it was the first. That's, I'm just looking at.
Can we keep that list?
Yes, of course.
Oh, wait, you printed it.
No,
so
this
we
is,
can.
no, but we do need to give him his phone back.
Oh, yeah, I don't have it.
Where's the phone?
He's got his.
Do you have your phone?
Yes.
I'm just making sure. I
All right,
saw it
well,
come to the table and
well,
I
well,
lost
thank you for
it.
coming in.
You're welcome. Thank you. So,
So I would contact, you know, the land use as far as.
all right.
putting the application
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And the rest of the process.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right, this is the last thing, and I strive to make it quick, but we talked about prioritizing zoning reg changes, and last time, and maybe we'll make this a little simpler, because I had some discussion with Scott. What would be the priority, and one would be the traffic mitigation zone at the TCD, because the moratorium's ending on December 1st, and we don't want to have an application come in where we can't say you need parking. So I think maybe one project, one subcommittee, we're talking subcommittees here, would be doing that along with looking at any possible zoning reg changes in the TCD based on what we came up with in the POCD as our vision. Looking at our vision, does that say, yeah, we should make this little change or that, listening to all the public input we had got. So that I propose as one subcommittee. And those have to happen, wait, I got a little piece of paper with. The moratorium ends December 1st. Now, when we do a zone reg application, we have to put it out there and wait out there to Westcog for 30 days ahead of a public hearing. And the last meeting before December 1st is November 12th. And then,
There's one in December?
yes, December 12th. So that makes it difficult, because that's, someone could put an application in between the 1st and the 12th, and then, you know, without a traffic mitigation zone in, or, so that would mean that so if we open and close and vote in one meeting, and it really depends on how much language there is to go over it, because it needs a public hearing, that would be on November 12th, and we'd have to get it out to the Westcog by October 12th or sometime before then, in order to actually open the public hearing. Otherwise, we would have to open October 22nd, which means that we'd have to have the language to send out to the Westcog by September 22nd. That's pretty close for a subcommittee to work on language and then, you know, to come up with it. We could have special meetings. I know that's extra work, because that's probably another, that's in addition to any subcommittee meetings the subcommittee has, but they don't have to be live, they could be Zoom, but minutes still have to be taken. I propose keeping subcommittees down to just 3 people, and so that's one of them. The other one, because we don't want to take on too much, because we got, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff coming through. Maybe driveways, only because the Board of Selectmen wants to take that off their plate and put it on our plate, which is fine, because we have it under the planning portion, but we don't have it under the zoning portion. So that would be a separate subcommittee, and that's not as dire, except for, you know, maybe the Board of Selectmen asking if you're done yet, you know, can we give it to them, sort of thing. So I was thinking, maybe I don't know who wants to be on the subcommittee, but, you know, for people who aren't here, it's a good time to assign them to one, so.
Can't object.
So I was thinking, and I was thinking this too, because we want sort of a mix of young and old and, you know, and different political affiliations. Maybe Mark can be on the, run the subcommittee on the traffic mitigation zone and that, and maybe Greg, if you'd like to be on that too, and maybe a third, if we could get a third, if someone wants to talk about traffic mitigation zone and the language for that, and any possible changes in the town center district based on feedback we've gotten back during the POCD process. And I'm talking about setbacks, densities, number of units, number of stories, that sort of thing. So, anyone? How about you, Tony?
Fine.
Okay.
You've been volunteered.
No, I've been voluntold.
Exactly.
I like that.
You've never heard that before?
No.
Oh, I use that all the
must be
time.
a very sheltered existence I live, you know? And the other one, driveways, I thought we could have Scott run the subcommittee on that, because he knows the most about them from planning, and I don't know who else wants to jump on
I'll do
driveways.
one. Do what?
You
What
do
is it?
driveways? And
What is it for?
driveways, so driveway regulations.
yeah.
So Elliot and Sean. Does that
You
sound
forgot
good?
his name? You voluntold
Hey,
him and you
I'm gonna
can't
be
even get his name right?
I'm gonna be 65 this year, what can I?
You're doing that.
No, he said he wanted to.
I know.
Yeah, but you forgot his name when he said it.
He actually volunteered.
Yeah. Volunteer.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Crazy stuff. All right, so let's see how these go, because I've never set up subcommittees before. We've had, the only one I know of since I've been on zoning was one of them for EV regs, and I wasn't even on that one. So that seemed to
Be
go
a
well.
conflict of interest on that one.
I think you're right. So, can they work with you on on the wherefores and what thous about running a subcommittee?
I've done it before with the POCD, so
I'll talk to Mark.
comfortable with it. Yeah.
Mark will work out, and he'll collaborate with you guys. So Mark will work with Greg and Tony on, hey, let's have a Zoom meeting or something and start talking about it. And then Scott will handle it for you guys. And then the next one, let's keep on looking, because we can have rolling subcommittees. So then we can get Jeff on it, and I can do one. So, yeah. If we want to look at like data center stuff and stuff like that. I mean, actually, we could set it up now, and we could work on it later. So any sort of industrial high usage.
Sure.
And if you want, I could work with you on that one, Jeff. Because I know that one's near and dear to your heart.
It's actually pretty impressive that you voluntold everybody but yourself on these.
No, I'm going to work with Jeff on this one.
Power of the chairmanship.
That's right. Delegate. What part don't you understand?
I totally get it. That's why I'm calling it out.
Okay, thank you. So as I mentioned, deadlines. So I don't think they'll be, they have to have a public hearing. I don't think they'll be so.
Well, the traffic mitigation's the one with a real deadline, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Traffic
That-
mitigation's the deadline.
Mhm.
So that's, and I'll get right on Mark to, Mark, get going, man. Mark, you gotta ride Tony and Greg real hard on this one. So then, when we come back, I'll ask for the feedback. If you need any help with the language, I can help with that, what sections they might go and everything. So that's about it. Any commission comments or other informal discussions? We have a late one tonight. My God, it's 9:45. And Laura wants to get home.
I was gonna say, Laura's waiting for someone to go, I make a motion.
Motion
to adjourn."
two.
I'll make them that.
You make a motion to adjourn, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
Second.
All right,
All right,
second,
there we
Tony.
go.
All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Adjourn at 9:44.